Oh, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back. Welcome back. Welcome to the next episode. We've got return to time number 324. We're rolling in the deep, baby. You know why? Because we're fighting Adele. That's how it goes. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. Goodness, what a day, dude. We've got Pokemon Pokopia and Slay the Spire 2 coming out tomorrow. Resident Evil 9 is, it's hot, it's fresh, it's so good. Oh my goodness. And we've got these new Final Fantasy TCG bans. You're giving people all kinds of things to think about when it comes to what the end of this month is going to look like. So very exciting. We'll see. Can't believe we're already at number 324, pretty much a quarter of the way to 400. Please don't say these kinds of things, brother. It makes me like age instantly, dude. No, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, I know, man. It's one of those things where I literally never thought we'd get to like 100, much less 2, much less 3, and like we're cruising on the way to 4. So don't worry, that'll be in 2027. We got plenty of time. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the games. We got 13 players today. It means 6 tables worth of action and 1 little buy. Sorry, Mr. Logan. Hopefully you're hanging out with us here on stream. You need a pie update from last week? What? So what did we end up? We had the person asking me what my favorite pie was. Where did I end that story for you guys? What's the furthest you know or remember of the pie story? Did we get to speak about the results of the pie question yet? Because let me tell you, it was triggering. You guys, you need the update? Hold on. Let me make sure. Let's get a game on the screen first. So first of all, there were some absolutely degenerate people who answered things like chicken pot pie and shepherd's pie, which is unacceptable. The winner of the pie thing was peach, I guess, apparently. I've never heard of a peach pie in my life before. I mean, I believe that they exist. I've heard of like peach cobbler. And of course every fruit pie probably exists. But never in my life have I heard anybody be like, oh, let's get a peach pie. Oh, I brought a peach pie. Apple pie, blueberry pie, cherry pie. Sure. A peach pie? Never. And then it won all the votes, and that's when I realized, folks, I live south of the Mason-Dixon line these days, all right? I guess a peach pie is a thing that they like down here. Not where I'm from. Cherry pie wasn't even on the list. Nobody said cherry pie. That's un-American. Anyway. Mr. Tyler Ray with the Subarino. Thank you so much, King. I appreciate you. We're jumping on into Octagon. Let's see what we got. We got a lot of players here tonight. 13, I think I said. Ooh, let's see. Vince versus Key. Key the winner from last week. Ooh, Greg versus Brian could be a hell of a match. Ian Mellon, the return of Mr. Mellon. Welcome back, Mr. Mellon. Against Connor at table 5. That could be good, too. People are pretty into the peaches, dude. Yeah, I mean, you know, hey. I will not sing the Jack Black song to you, but you can imagine I am. Alright, yeah, actually, fuck it, dude. Let's go watch Brian versus Greg at table 1. That seems like a pretty good match. Oh, it looks like this one might be going pretty quick. I know that we are late to get into the game, so I apologize for that, folks. We've got Greg on the left. Looks like Greg is giving Knights a spin here. Interesting. And on the other side of the table, Mr. Brian, it looks like he's given a proper Ice Wind a spin. Oh my god. This is the first person besides me I've ever seen play Aleko Haboka. I played this in Opus, what is it, Opus 15. And it was this is a really neat card for resolving, for playing a character onto the field in end phase where they can't do anything about it. They can't respond. So very cool that it's found its way into this deck. But yeah, I'm a big Aleko Haboka fan. Another believer, finally. It only took 5 years. 4 years, whatever it was. So that's player 1, and our player 2 is Brian C. Thanks for getting the Snugs cam on last week. You're welcome, brother. You're welcome. Just for you. And also for the person who paid for it, which I think was Tyler. Do. Oh, we got Sephi, dude. Alright, so this is like a wind, an ice wind, but it's actually a lot heavier on the wind than the ice wind decks normally are. Well, the ones that are trying to be honest ice wind decks anyway. Of course, there's always the decks that were like 90% wind with a splash of ice that was like just using the dual backup, and then you have like Sid and Sid and Locke and stuff in a deck that is otherwise very light on wind. But normally you don't see things like the Benedicta coming here. We see Leko Hiboka here, which is really interesting. Playing this into Knights is interesting too, like because Knights is got these big dummy threats and the Charlotte on the table, which is pretty strong, and has been punching, you know, your teeth in. Leko Hiboka is a pretty difficult card to trigger when you have one card in your hand and you're not going to be casting 3 cards in any turn in the near future. I mean, this is a 4CP do absolutely nothing right now, so that's pretty bad. I mean, I don't even know if we're going to get the return on that investment. We'll have to see. With only 1 card in his hand right now is looking a little tough for Brian. YouTube needs the whole point system so that you can hydrate me. I'll tell you what, brother. I will go get a water just because you are the best. Give me 1 second. I'll go get my big old water. Okay, I've got my got my water, brother. This is for you. You are the best. You are the best. I will give you that. Ah. All right, I got my big old water. I'm chugging right now, brother. Hydration. God, who's hyped for Slay the Spire 2 tomorrow? I have so much work to do tomorrow. I hate it. I hate it. Thanks, I hate it. Call out sick for Slay the Spire? No, brother, I can't do that. We can't do that. That's not worth it, bro. I like where your head's at, though. Ooh, baby. All right, so let's talk a little bit about where we find ourselves, dude. The Knights player has put on the early pressure, but they're getting stymied pretty quick. Greg does have cards in his hand, which is different than what Brian's working with over there, and he does have the 9K Corilla. He's able to just kind of turn this sideways every turn because the body is big and he's got this forward pressure on, so it's going to, you know, we're pretty much out of little chumps that we can take. So Brian's going to start, we're out of damage we can take, so we're going to start chumping. Sorry, I don't know why. I've got dyslexia today. So he just chump blocked with the Emperor, I believe. This guy. Oh, this guy. Alright, we got Sid Hayes entering the field. The next card cost reduced by 2. Are we using Limit Break again for our last Surges? We sure are. Oh, we did trigger the Leko? Oh my goodness, we triggered the Leko Haboka? And did what with it? And played the Terra with it? Hold on, I missed the Leko Haboka trigger and we didn't even do anything crazy? This was all we did? Huh. Huh, I don't, alright, I don't know that I like Leko if we're just swapping him for a different 4-drop backup and just like to play it. To kill a Gawain? Like, I don't know, man. You do what you gotta do, I guess. So Sergey's gonna freeze down the curl, that's pretty good for us. I mean, we need desperately to like just stop this from happening, and then we're not in the worst spot to kind of slowly take over. Like, Knights doesn't have a lot of removal, so he's not able to just kind of point and kill these guys super easy. He has the Beatrix he can play, which kind of requires you know, specific attacks. He has the Ramza, which we're pretty far away from here currently, but he could technically bring in a couple Knights, and well, now we can't, but so he can bring in a guy, and then we'll have our 4 Knights. But Corilla being frozen and already being in play is kind of a double whammy against Knights getting a wide board again here, right? Because Ramza's best friend is Corilla. To get 2 more Knights off of that and play, Ramza plays 3 buddies and can immediately use his ability. But a Ramza that comes down now would more likely play a Gawain or a Garland. I don't even see a Garland in here yet, so a Gawain or a Garland. And then we would have to actually, like, honestly play out the next few guys, which is never... I mean, Gawain for Beatrix and Garland, play Beatrix for 2, discount Garland, and you get a card back, so not the worst. But again, we just don't have those kinds of cards, man. We just don't have those kinds of cards. And, you know, for being an ice deck, it doesn't really look like our opponent's been attacking our hand, right? It seems like they're just kind of dull freezing our characters, and they've been able to slowly remove our dudes. So I think Greg is probably looking to just build back up. He's trying to, like, he's got all the time in the world, right? He hasn't taken any damage yet, and he does have 3 coming in, like potentially 3 coming in if this forward gets frozen again, and we put another blocker. I think it's pretty safe for Brian. I mean, this is Greg's turn right now, so he has to decide. When it comes to Brian's turn, he's got these 3 attackers. If we do have anything now, he's at a limit break, but if we have a way to keep Corilla down, which could just be as easy as triggering the Sid Hayes ability, I would say we're in an okay spot to attack with some of these. Otherwise, you gotta play absolutely turtled up until you're sure that attacking can't punish you. And I don't know that I don't know that we have that luxury yet. We're going to play Garland and actually get back Agrius. We're going to play Agrius for return 1 and probably Surge Ace to hand, which is effectively straight removal for 1 CP here. And then we get the Garland trigger for 5,000 damage. So there's a lot of fun stuff happening here. Garland is going to hit the Sid Hayes for 5k, and Agrius is going to hit the Surge Ace there back to hand. Now, Greg only has 1 card in his hand, so I don't believe there's any way that he can play another Knight here. Unfortunately, that does mean we won't be killing the Sid Hayes. We just kind of put the 5k there. Yeah, so yeah, we pass it over to Brian. So Brian now is, things are a little weirder, right? He's got this Garland that if he leaves it on the table, the board is going to get... Greg is going to be able to develop forwards that just kill his forwards. So it's like a 2-for-1 swing in Greg's favor if this Garland gets to stick around. Even worse if the Laswell comes out anytime soon, right? So we could... Yeah, I'll talk about that in a second there, Tyler, because I definitely agree with the sentiment. But Zidane gonna start taking stuff off the top is interesting. Yeah, what we have to do is play to not die here. That's a huge take. I mean, we can't play it, and we'll never ever be able to play it. But man, if we could, if we could, we're not gonna be able to afford this shit, man. We're gonna need 4 cards to discard from our hand, or sorry, 3 cards to discard from our hand. One of these backups, I don't know. Maybe a Sid Haze, a future Sid Haze that reduces the next card or something. But this guy's already in play. I don't know. Probably, if anything, just you don't want to see Greg rip this off the top, so it's a good thing to have taken it with Zidane because Greg just slams it for 7 and then wins the game, right? Oh, well, we did top deck Laswell, which probably has a similar effect. Laswell is going to 5k Zidane with the Garland trigger, and then we're going to dull freeze the Sid Haze or the Victora. And with no cards in Brian's hand at all, I think this might just be all she wrote. So we're going to kill the Zidane with the 5k trigger. We're going to dull freeze a blocker with Laswell. Then Kurla turns sideways. We take the damage. Garland turns sideways. We have to block. Agrius turns sideways. And that's GG. So unless there's an EX that can save Brian, do we have like EX Mateus or something in the deck? Do we have any wind or any ice summons at all? We have back attack Sephiroth, but we don't have any cards in our hand. It needs to be an EX. Oh my lord, this guy playing the Dorgan. Oh, you're trying to combo Lecco and Dorgan, like go get Dorgan and then trigger it because you know for sure you already cast the things. Interesting. Yeah, this is interesting. Did we forget our Garland trigger? I think we might have. Garland's mandatory. No, he did choose. Wait. Yeah, so talk to them there real quick, and it goes, I go, who did we put the Garland damage on because it's mandatory? He says Victora, and he says he missed it at first. If he remembered, it would have been Zidane. I'm like, yeah, okay, no kidding. You see me say it there. Yeah, no kidding. Alexander. I mean, Greg not a huge Knights player, right? But yeah, again, I don't really think there's anything that that Brian could have done there. There's another back attack here with the 7. Very interesting. A lot of like cheeky ways to play things on the field in this deck. It'd be interesting to see this thing kind of operating a little bit. God, Lesser Ford's in here too. It'd be interesting to see this doing what it's supposed to do. And Corella comes across the goal line for the final damage. All right, well, we are moving to another table, folks. Yeah, Tyler, I think that's something that people don't do as often as they should, is literally like a draw pass. Like, I know it, I'm not saying you should do it often. I'm not saying it's usually a good idea. But I'm saying I do think it's a better play that people give it credit for often, because I think that they don't really think as much about. Sorry guys, I just gotta. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, no problem. Oh yeah, okay, thanks. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. I just got very distracted. That's what happens when somebody makes you take your Good set off. Knight, sometimes you gotta be patient. Yeah, so we were talking about taking a turn off and doing a draw pass. I think sometimes a lot of people just think like, oh, if I do nothing, it's like the worst possible thing I can do. But I think because of the way CP works in this game, like by saving cards and option, you can do. You're trying to build up. You're trying to sculpt your hand and build to a turn where you can do enough at once that it really matters. You know, greater than the sum of the parts type of deal. You play one thing out at a time. Your opponent answers one thing at a time. You're going to be in trouble. You know. Meanwhile, especially against a deck like Ice Wind, they don't have besides like getting a full Luso cast off where he's at right now. It's pretty hard for him to remove your whole board. So. Nothing wrong with like taking a turn off so that you can present an extra wide board the next turn. If you present stuff one at a time, sometimes they can just deal with the stuff one at a time. Whereas if you, depending on the combo, the element combo, or the archetype, sometimes you just dump your stuff out there, and that's a way better way to put the pressure on early. How does the Realm ban affect your Dancer deck? Not at all. I mean, I just stopped playing Realm and Atomos, but... honestly, dude, you know what it does? And I wish that this wasn't necessarily true because I feel like I'm just going to be so lazy. But they banned my 2 worst matchups, dude. Like, they banned my worst matchup, and then they restricted the one that was like, it was tricky, but you could play it, but it was definitely a little tougher. But, oh, okay, sure. Like, works for me, man. Oh, you got rid of Water Lightning monsters? Great. Yeah, I was like, great, okay. I mean, my actual opinion on the bans is that they're completely unwarranted, ridiculous, and unnecessary. But, you know, they're here, so what are we gonna do about it? Howdy, howdy, Mr. RBX Sire. Good to see you, King. Good morning. Oh, there was a hydrate redeem. You're right. You're right. I have my water here because I went and got my water for Mr. Brett. So I'm gonna take a little chugga. Taking a chugga. Oh, delicious, delicious. That's some high quality H2O. Take another chugga. Jesus Christ! Stop. Glug 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 glug. Mmm. Delicious. Jesus. You guys I'm crushing this 2-liter of water. Turning me into a real mono water player, brother. I've been a mono water player forever. The denial was strong when I saw the announcement. Even when I saw Realm's name, there was a good half second where I was like, maybe it's a different Realm. Hey man, look, here's the deal with that. Like, I don't think it's funny because was it Muhammad? Muhammad says to me, he's like, Tori Kelly's gonna be on suicide watch. And I was like, actually, I bet he's fine. I bet Tori is not all too shocked. He probably has one of the highest opinions of the card. If anything, probably understands why they banned it. Hey, Mark, what's going on, brother? Cheers, indeed. Cheers, indeed. What did I miss? I don't think he missed too much. We had a little wacky Ice Wind variant coming out from Brian here. We saw against Knights. For round 1, and now we are looking for another game to throw up on the screen with about, oh, what do we got? 15 minutes left in the round? Happy Wednesday, Mr. TCG Titans, and thank you. I see a gifted sub to Mr. TCG Titans, the absolute GOAT, the Mr. Miami himself. Oh, the Kefka laugh. 204, thank you for the follow. Hope you enjoy a little Final Fantasy TCG action. We got it in spades here for you, I say. Hear me out. 6 CP Water Marsh still tutors Moth Slasher from the deck. It's not over until it's over, dude. There it is. Look, man. Don't let your dreams be memes. I mean, I'll tell you, here's the thing is I'm gonna play, I'm not gonna stop playing 3 blue worms, brother. You know, we've been doing that since the day they printed that little guy. I'm not gonna stop playing Marlboro, you know, so it is just harder to get to those things, harder to access them, and decks that kind of, the turn 2 realm being like the dream opening, just it's time to play a real game of Final Fantasy TCG. Maybe not true. Maybe you could just turn 2 windmill slam something else like Wall 7, but man, not that I don't think those were real games. I mean, honestly, again, like I said, my personal opinion, you guys know me, I'm very conservative when it comes to bans and restrictions, and I think that all of this is completely unwarranted. I feel like somebody was just bored at work. I'm new to FFTCG. I'm from One Piece. Welcome, dude. The One Piece is real. I heard that they just sunk that thing to the bottom of the ocean, dude. Building a Lightning Farron deck. Oh, yeah, dude. There are a lot of good Lightnings. In fact, there's the... I'm sure you are well aware, but there's the Water Lightning Element Lightning, the multi-element one, that she kind of has a lot of synergy with adding multiple copies of Lightning to your deck. That's probably the one that sees the most play, is really strong. But then there's all kinds of good ones. There's the Legend that plays Final Fantasy 13 characters for free when she attacks. That's such a cool card. There's the Light card that comes from the starter deck that has synergy with how many Final Fantasy 13 characters have attacked this turn. So there's a lot of really, really cool Final Fantasy 13 stuff going on out there. And I even just had the Sarah, a brand new Sarah card was our spoiler last week that we got to share with everybody here on the stream. So that was a lot of fun. There's probably going to be more Final Fantasy 13 cards revealed and coming out in this upcoming set. I do think Giga Wall will be top tier this year. I mean, that's no different, right? I despise discussing decks as tier lists in tier lists. Drives me crazy. But I think that Wall 7 variants have been playable and will continue to be playable. Sweet, I've seen this Lightning Farron deck with ice. Oh, sorry, I automatically block all URLs. But I will tell you this, shameless self-plug. I believe that right below the stream here on Twitch, you can find a link to the Discord, and you could join the Discord with us, and you can post that in deck list, and we'd be happy to chat about it. Oh, I've got some, what do I have, 2 drops, or do I just call it drop? Okay, yes, no problem. But it does block the links right now, sorry. It's an old Yu-Gi-Oh habit. I mean, it's just an anything habit, right? I mean, people enjoy categorizing things because it's easier to talk about them, I guess. But I just think that people categorize things too quickly and that we don't have nearly enough data. So, you know, in the sense where you want to use it as a vehicle to make it easier to discuss archetypes and cards and stuff, I totally understand it, and I got nothing against anybody who enjoys doing that, right? But you'll never hear me say, like, this is top tier, or this is tier 2 or 3 or tier 1. You'll never hear me say anything like that. It's just not how I think about the game. It's not how I think about cards. It's not how I think about the meta. So, give me your tier list of tier lists. No, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Look, we're old school. I'm an old man, so I don't have any bot shit set up. That's probably a good idea. That you should be able to get my Discord by typing _Discord. Can chat help me here? Chat, is there a link? Isn't there a link below the stream? If you're on twitch.tv/RVA Snugsy, if you scroll below the thing, isn't there just like a picture of the Returner's Hideout from FF6 and it says join the Discord? I'm not on the page right now, obviously, but I'm pretty sure if you scroll down, you can just click the If not, you know what? Here, brother, I'll get you. I've got you, I sent you to Facebook. Look, man, you know what? I'm on the phone, that's why. No worries, no worries. I got you. I'm gonna post it in chat here, okay? Because this is on me. I got you. Invite to the server. Little temporary invite for you. Boom. Cool, dope, thanks. Yeah, no worries. There you go. It's gonna post it to twice because it's gonna post it to YouTube and Twitch, and there you go. Alright, shameless self-plug, that's the Discord. Jump on in, say hi to everybody. You can sign up for these free tournaments. We have free tournaments every single Wednesday. A bunch of nice people in there. I'd be happy to help you learn the ropes. You can always ask questions. I wouldn't say that it's like the only or the best, especially not for just like casual conversation, Final Fantasy Discord, but it is the best one for this tournament because this is where we do it through. So we keep it a little focused on the Octagon events there, but you know, we'd be happy to help connect you to the other places where people are having fun and discussing the game and all that jazz. What's going on in Table 2? It's a good question. We have been on the who knows what's going on screen for a while, and Table 2 is still playing. So let's go check out Table 2, Vince versus Key. Thank you, Tyler, for keeping this train on the track. Thank you, thank you. Ooh, bum, 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 bum. Anybody got the lightning signature card? You know what? I'll tell you what, I bet. I almost guarantee that somebody in here has got the signature lightning. Cheer 100. Speaking of train hype, oh my goodness, you cheered 100 bits, dude. Thank you. It doesn't, I don't think, yeah, damn it, sorry. I do see it in my chat here, and I'm sure the people on Twitch see it, but it doesn't say it properly in on the stream for you. I apologize. But thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. And the hydrate. Chugga chugga choo choo. I swear to God, I have a timer on that. These spam and hydrate on me. I'm drinking. I filled this 2-liter bottle with water and I'm just chugging it. Alright. I've got 2 drops. Alright, hold on. Did we get this game up on the screen? No, we didn't. Here you go. This is Table 2. Let's see what you got. You got Key on the bottom and Vince up top. It looks like Vince is playing all kinds of interesting colors. Final Fantasy 14 deck, and then we've got Realms Last Hurrah, dude. We've got a Water Earth Realm deck. Just kind of a multi-color, mostly mono Water Earth Realm Mira. Seeing play here from Key, giving Realm a proper send-off. I don't hate that, man. It's a card I've loved ever since the day they printed it, man. I've loved that Realm. We've been playing her since 2020, man. How about that? Isn't that crazy? Pretty much been playing that card in my main deck for like 6 years. I mean, I play a lot of different things, but I'm a big mono water guy. And I sure love monsters. I love monsters. Difficult to interact with. One of my favorite things about them. Alright, Shaco Box is dropping. I got you, brother. And Brian is dropping. Heard. Let's get some results in Table 6. Looks like Tyler took a 7-0 over June. Table 5, Connor 7-2 over Ian. Welcome back, Mr. Mellon, dude. So good to see you. Table 1, Greg 7-0 over Brian. We watched that one. Table 3, Joe 7-0 over Brendan. Joe, crushing him out there. Joe, you on that mono ice again this week? You don't have to tell me yet. I've been thinking about how you went undefeated with that for a minute now, man. Table 4, we got Muhammad 7-4 over Kurt. And Table 2, we're watching right now, so... Mono water man gonna be mono water in real life. That's right. There's your problem. It's water. RBVs for RVAs. Look, man. If I'm gonna make you guys make me chug anything, it gotta be the shit that keeps me healthy, man. It's gotta be. If you want, you know, drunk sea, dude, you just gotta come out to one of the events. The Sharkies Challenge. No, I don't get too sloppy with it. But, you know, we have a good time. Garage Gang, shout out. Oh, baby. Alright, hey, folks, who out there is playing a little Resident Evil 9, huh? Any Requiem gamers? Not to end up playing the hate tonight. Poor Shake. Oh no. What'd you do to Shake about it? Or do you mean the poor him because he got the old wife aggro, dude? Boo, Realm, she's banned. Well, come on, man. Let's not be mean to Realm. She's banned, not yet. She'll be banned at the end of the month, okay? As Kageyama intended, this meta still includes Realm, right? But I get it. Look, hey, you know what? I think that yeah, we're trying to get everything out at once, dude. We got Tiro here, Realm is here. Yeah, I mean, there are people who are going to be really frustrated about playing against that play pattern, right? There are people who are going to be like, thank God the Realm is gone. But let me tell you what. For everything that you don't like, and you're like, thank God that's gone, and this other thing, man, first of all, there's probably something that you really enjoy playing that people fucking hate. So, like, if we all just got rid of the things that we didn't enjoy losing to or playing against, you know, that would be pretty subjective, and it'd be a pretty shitty environment, I think. Or it'd get boring really fast, right? Thankfully, we all like enjoy and play different things. You know, I see their argument for some of them is like, Realm restricts their 1 and 2 CP monster design space. Sure, I agree with that. And I don't enjoy L3 or L6, right? So the reality of playing an Eternal format is that you have to create that space for design sometimes. And Realm has had 6 years of us getting to enjoy what that looks like for monster decks. And sure, people are right that you know, monster decks are going to have a really hard time without Realm in the immediate future. But it also lets them design for a future where monster decks can look different, or different things can be what enables monster decks. And so I don't think they're gone for good, but I think that they'll change. Obviously, it'll be different. Getting it after I get paid tomorrow for Resident Evil looks sick. Hell yeah, dude. The roommate is playing it in the other room behind me, and I just keep hearing like... Key is really leaning on those band cards. There might even be a Refi in there somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised. Is that the new Warrior Gilgamesh? This man is my hero. Oh shit, it is. Oh, excuse me, guys. Oh, I got a crap in my throat. Let's talk about this Opus 27 Warrior Gilgamesh. Drop Warrior Forwards and Warrior Forwards you control gain Brave, and they can attack twice at the same turn. When Gilgamesh enters the field, you choose 2 forwards and dull them. So this is kind of interesting because Job Warrior, we're getting a lot more of these Warrior Forwards. We're getting the new Barret and stuff too, which is really interesting. And then Missile Barrage, choose a forward, break it, and Gilgamesh gains haste until the end of the turn. Pretty neat. She didn't win Worlds. Yeah, she was. So Worlds is a multi-deck format, but she was in the winning players decks both times. Yeah. She did win Worlds, but like, what are we talking about? So if something wins Worlds, it needs to get banned? Like, what? So if something wins, it should be banned? Like, what does that even mean? Like, no, you know, I don't even think winning Worlds twice means something needs to be banned. I think that because a good deck is good and a good player plays it and they perform well with it, it does not mean that the deck or the card is an oppressive strategy or that it's working, you know, anything other than as intended. Yeah, win World's automatic ban. Can you imagine? Can you imagine, dude? Like, everybody would just be shooting for second place. Why even try to win? I don't mean specifically in Final Fantasy TCG, but I mean in general. If the thought process was like something should be banned just because it won the event or won the tournament, like, holy fuck, we'd be banned and there wouldn't be anything left. There wouldn't be anything left. For as small as the Forbidden Limited list is, dude, this guy's a Yu-Gi-Oh player. Look at him. It is quite impressive. I definitely agree. You wish it was a little more reactive. Yeah, I think we'll have to agree to disagree on that one. I think that's where you get to some serious slippery slope shit. I mean, for example, right? They put out this ban, And dude, people aren't like, oh wow, they just hit 4 cards. That's really interesting. Let's talk about that. Are you kidding me? These people are out here with their pitchforks and they're fucking with blood dripping from their mouths. Like, where's Tyvus? Where's Seymour? They need blood. They want blood. They want bodies in the fucking street, dude. Calm down. None of these cards need to be banned. Calm down. Anyway, I should have called time on these guys 2 minutes ago. I gotta call time on them. I gotta call time on them. Hey, I mean, they got 4 cards left in the deck over here. Ban all the cards and throw rocks at each other. That's anybody ever watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, right? Where he's like, I ripped up these blue eyes white dragons, they could never be used against me. And Yugi's like, why don't you just rip up every card? Like, what are we talking about? Yeah, why don't you just rip up every card? Throwing rocks sounds like the perfect time for a paper meta, dude. That's what I'm talking about. RPS, baby, is as healthy as ever. Who says that shit gets stoned in it? Oh my god, Gabe, calm down, dude. Card games on motorcycles. I didn't get that far, dude. I mean, I watched the abridged all the way through Duelist Kingdom. If they kept going, I stopped. Dude, Yu-Gi-Oh! Ends with like Dungeon Dice Monsters for I don't know. I guess that's not true because Battle City's after that, right? So in my head, it's like season 1 and season 2, and that's it. There's no more Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever. There's no like Seal of Orichalcos. Thank fuck Atomus and Realm are banned. Look at these dude, people who hurt you. Yu-Gi-Oh's one turn you win. That's true. Yu-Gi-Oh! You take like a 20-minute turn and you either hit or you don't, dude. I'll tell you what, though, Pokemon can feel a lot like that too. Alright, so this game wrapped up here, and let's get those results in. Key took it 7-5 over Vince, and we are gonna get our drops processed for. Oh, excuse me, we've got 2 drops, I believe. Dorps. Yep, Mr. Brendan and Mr. Brian. All the strong B names. Okay, next round. We're never lucky, folks. We never have one drop. Don't get rid of the buy, of course. We have 2 drop. They drop in pairs, like some twisted Noah's Ark. Kurt, you're gonna be hanging out with me in chat. Go ahead and get the pairings up here. Boom, got it in there. Boom, 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 boom. All right, folks. What even screen do I have up right now? I still have the old game up. All right. Well, guess what? We're pairing the next round, so we're gonna switch to that screen. Okay, they're still searching for that damn One Piece. They still are. They sure are, dude. They sure are. And it's so funny that they did the thing where they just like they buried it out at sea or whatever. But you know, man, look, if the Shia LaBeouf flag taught me anything, it's that the people on the internet will find anywhere. If you give them literally any information, and they gave them way too much information, they're gonna find where this thing is, dude. Now it's just a matter of getting, like, somebody needs to have equipment to get the thing, which is gonna be the hardest part, right? They need like government level, like, naval equipment. So maybe somebody with a ton of money is gonna pay some like enthusiast, but I don't know, man. You literally need like some insano, like a Titan submersible type guy who's gonna like go get that thing down, dude. They're just gonna shut down once they find the thing. Brother, it's just like the real thing. He just wrote. It's not even. He didn't even put anything in there. He just dropped it in. The only time I played Pokemon in a real tournament, I did a lot of draw pass, but I was playing Snorlax. The Snorlax that was literally just like a walled out deck. I don't know. Here's how Pokemon goes. Pokemon is like turn 1, you search / draw through. Well, if it's true turn 1, you attach an energy, bench a guy, and pass. I don't know what the turn 1 rules are right now, but you weren't allowed to play trainers or supporters most recently when I last played, which is years ago now. But yeah, what your first proper turn, you just go down and you go, you just like search through / draw through at least a third of your 60 card deck, and like if you don't hit like half the things, if not like 6 different things you were looking for, you just feel like you're like, oh, how am I such an idiot? Like, how did I not hit all 7 of these things? And if you hit, you're fine, and if you miss, you're fucked. That's how I felt like I mean, I played that game for 10 years, man. And that's how I felt like once the hit point values just started getting so high, and basic Pokemon started having fucking 200 plus HP, it was like, we had a problem. Just to confirm, am I paired down to table 4? Almost certainly, brother. What are we doing here? Let me look. Judge calls. Just to confirm, am I paired down? Oh, he's hitting me on every platform, brother. Yep, you are. You are paired down. Deal with it. Hashtag deal with it. Sorry, brother. Did I try chasing the lightning signature? No, I'll tell you what. I am not a huge. I'm not a huge like chase the shiny card guy. My favorite game is Final Fantasy VI. So they did come out with like the gold prize Terra card. And my goal was always to just make sure I earned one of those for myself, and I was able to get one of those. And that's like the only fancy prize card I have obtained that I am not interested in selling. Every other fancy prize card, hey, if you want a fancy prize card, you give me a call. If you please, I will sell my prizes to you. Is anybody looking for a Winter Cup mat? Is anybody looking for a what did they give me? Some other promos, man. Don't want the signature cards so bad. I tell you, I do have a local who, like, the kind of person who never travels to any event, who never travels to any tournament. They show up to locals like once every 4 months, and they have opened like 3 different signature cards from just like a random pack at our locals. So it's possible for people out there, man, just not me. I'm never that guy. I don't even open a full art in my pre-release kit, dude. There are people out there getting more than one. It's just not for me. But that's okay, because the chase, like Gamba opened the pack, that doesn't do anything for me, really. I've been in it too long. Alright, we need to watch a game, huh? These games are a couple minutes in. Let's see, we watched Greg already. Table 2, table 3, where do we want to go? We've got whole Knuckle Cup, dude. I kind of want to see what Tyler versus Joe could be cool. We already saw kind of what Key was up to as well, so let's go to table 3. They have full arts and pre-release kits? Brother, you and me both. I don't know. So they say. So they say. I'll tell you what happens every time. It's so funny. Like, me and the roommate will get 2, and I'll let him pick which one he gets. And then, like, he hits, and I don't. Every time. Every time. That's how it goes. A judge call. Up to X effect. Opponent has Charlotte on the field. The effect can still only choose Charlotte as long as Charlotte is chosen as one of the targets. It fulfills the requirements of her needing to be chosen. She does not need to be chosen as all targets for up to X. Okay, so we had a good question here. I always like to read the judge calls to you guys. So we have, as long as Charlotte is chosen, or sorry, the question was, an up to X, choose up to X effect. So let's say choose up to 2 forwards, right? Opponent has Charlotte on the field. Can the effect only choose Charlotte? Great question. So Charlotte says that she must be chosen if possible, right? Your opponent summons her abilities if your opponent must choose Charlotte if possible. So let's say Seymour is a perfect example. Seymour says choose 2 dull guys or choose 2 characters as dull and freeze them. As long as Charlotte is one of the choices, it fulfills her requirement of needing to be chosen by that ability or summon, and you may use the second choice on a different target. As long as something about that, as long as the ability does in fact choose her, it can also choose other things. That makes sense. You don't even know. I'm gonna go to my local store and buy all the hidden trials. This is your hidden trial. I mean, it's a good-looking card. It's a good-looking card, I can't blame you there. Oh, I didn't even put the game up on the screen. I'm sitting here in the game and we're not watching it. I'm so sorry, folks. Here we go. Now we're watching it. It looks like we've got a Final Fantasy X, like an honest Final Fantasy X deck on the bottom here, because we've got Legend Titus. When he enters the field, you may return 1 backup you control to its owner's hand. If you do so during this turn, then cost required to cast your next Category 10 character is reduced by 3. So you get the free Waka, basically. I mean, there's many other things you can do with it, but free Waka is one of them. When Titus or a Category 10 character enters your field, choose a forward opponent controls. It loses 4,000 power until the end of the turn. Riku, of course, also says when you pay the cost to cast a 10 card, if she's on the field, she can produce CP of any element. So this does look like a water, wind Final Fantasy X deck, but I bet my bottom dollar that Seymour is somewhere in this deck. There he is, but hold on. So first of all, there's Seymour. Second of all, 4-color Warrior Light is here, but excuse me, what did I just see? Excuse me? 60p Marsh from Opus 16 is wicking, just kind of waving at us. Hello. When Marsh enters the field, you may search for 1 character request 2 or less other than light or dark and play it onto the field. This definitely gets your Riku out. And then when Marsh attacks, if you control 3 or more category FFTA characters, which is highly unlikely, draw a card, and if you control 5 or more, you draw 2 cards instead. Holy shit, Kamari Ronso. Alright, so we're doing it right now. We're showing the power of Riku, right? We paid the cost to cast this Final Fantasy X card with Wind and 2 Earth cards, and then we played Seymour anyway. We paid the kicker. So that's the nice thing about Seymour is his you may pay is just 1 of any color. So it doesn't matter that Riku doesn't work on abilities because the ability is actually any color here. So we can use the Waka to pay for the Seymour, and we get his effect. We're going to dull freeze these 2 characters, and it looks like we're going to have our opponent discard a card, then attacking with Titus, and it looks like a block happens from the Roche. Oh no, that was, wait, what did we, oh, sorry, oh my goodness, we also played a Final Fantasy X character, so Titus got to shrink the Roche by 4,000 power and kill it. That's cool. So Seymour, he actually got he got 3 triggers when he entered the field. 2 thanks to him and 1 on, well, 2 different modes from his 1 trigger, but you know what I mean. He got to stack 2 things, and the Titus got to stack something very neat. This feels like the kind of deck that desperately does not want to be playing with no hand off 2 backups. However, if Seymour gets to stick here, it'll be pretty easy for us to build back up behind that. Really, the question is if Joe can handle the, oh, we actually draw pass from Joe. Now that's really tough. I mean, this is where Seymour can lock down a game. These are the situations where Seymour feels really bad, because like we're now gonna play whatever we want. Who cares? We're gonna attack with Seymour. We're gonna keep these two characters still frozen, and then we're gonna attack our guy's hand again. So Joe actually he skipped an entire turn just to go +1 card in his hand, so that hopefully next turn he's in the exact same situation, but with maybe some better options and 2 additional CP. I mean, that does give him access to more plays and 6 CP limit break cards, but boy, we are in trouble right now. We are in trouble right now. Al Cid, man, this surely is it's one of the guys you can do more than the sum of his parts. Ooh, that's huge. That's huge, Mateus, because we want to draw the card. Exactly. We want to dull the Leo and draw another card. So this is actually, getting this free card here is giving us the ability to have a much better turn than we would otherwise have been able to. We simply would not have been able to afford anything that mattered, right? So this actually gives us an ability to maybe soft combo 2 limit break cards, or to at least play one thing that matters and keep something around in hand. Because remember, Seymour is going to be coming for a card from our hand again next turn unless we have something to say about it. So I think it's either get rid of everything, play it all out, or answer the Seymour, right? Ideally. Let me get the names up here too, by the way. Sorry, Joe and Tyler. I want to give you credit where it is due. Joe is over there on the top. Tyler is on the bottom here. There you go. They got me all over the place here. They're dragging their limit break out to Timbuktu. All right. Oh my goodness, dude. We've got Windwater Yuna. This is sick. So Windwater Yuna enters the field. When she enters the field, you choose a forward the opponent controls. If its cost is equal to or less than the number of 10 characters you control. Characters is a big one there. We actually have 10 characters here. You put it on the top or bottom of its owner's deck now. It's Sergei's, so we just decided he goes to the Shadow Realm, because that's where they go. But then she also triggered the Titus. We're able to shrink Shantoto by 4K here. If we had a second card, we could kill it. But we're just gonna swing through. Yuna's other ability there at damage 5 is kind of insano, but we won't be worrying about that this game. Plays the Emperor down. No Final Fantasy X card to easily play from Limit Break, huh? I guess nothing that comes to my mind right. There's Shuyins, but not in this. I doubt you're gonna play that in this color. But just a Limit Break card to be able to trigger the Titus an additional time or something feels good, but no reason. We don't even want to really kill the Shantoto because we do only have the 1 card in hand, so it could give him an easy way to develop a body and get the next best thing back to his hand. We're highlighting a problem that Ice Lightning has always had, though, guys. If you've been watching the stream, especially for a long time, you'll remember we've been saying this exact thing about this exact element combo for years. They struggle with a wide board. There's just nothing they can do about a board like this. They have to go outside of their color pie, really. They have to go to Shinryu, is really the number one. We have seen things like the 6 CP Final Thanos start to see some play, but the problem is once you're under pressure like this, and your opponent's already begun attacking and using those on-attack effects, it's harder to catch so many of their guys active after that, you know? So, short of like a really nice Zalera, I mean, maybe Force of Zalera could sure snap off this whole board if the circumstances were right, but short of something like that, Shinryu is really the out we hope is being played here. I doubt that they're in the deck though, but it's the kind of thing that if I were to ever take like a Lightning Ice deck to a bigger event, you feel like you kind of have to have something like that. Learn something new every day, they say. That's right. That's right. Oh, love the content. No problem. Hey, you know what? We're happy to provide it. We've been here. We've been streaming these tournaments on Wednesday night for Final Fantasy TCG since 2019. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that insane? It's crazier every time I think about it. This is literally the 324th of these free online tournaments that we have run. And the end is not in sight. We're going to just keep on going. I keep telling everybody here that as long as people keep signing up to play and you guys keep coming to watch, we will keep the lights on and we'll keep doing the thing. And gosh darn it if you don't hold me to it. We've got Zach, dude, from the tin, or not the tin, the little starter box. Very cool. Haste. When Zach attacks, choose one forward opponent controls and dull it. And then when an active forward opponent controls becomes dull, choose a forward and deal it 5,000 damage. So really, Zach is hoping to have... He's hoping to take aggression and turn that into like 2-for-1 removal and pressure, which can work. But the problem is when you're behind, it's really difficult to actually convert these types of things into removal. Now we did hit Kusif, we did pick the Marsh back up, but we're gonna need to trigger Sid Waff here. Joe doing a great job reminding Tyler about Sid. They'll have to randomly discard a card, however they want to do that. Yeah, I think they're saying want to roll a die. I think that's usually the best way to do it. Yeah. Rolled from a 4 from a 6-sided die. Alright, so we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very cool. So we did hit the Marsh that he just got back with the Kusith. So, I mean, that is the power of Sid Waff right there, right? So, Sid Waff is a card that's here to mitigate the effects of EX Burst. When your opponent uses an EX Burst, they randomly discard one card, and random is powerful because of exactly what just happened here. Tyler takes the EX, takes the Kusith, opts to get back Marsh from his discard pile. So he has 2 cards in his hand, and one of them is the one that he just got back. Now, that triggers Sid Waff. Sid Waff flips a coin and ends up discarding that March we just got back, so it completely nullified the EX. And there's even different synergies that ice decks have sometimes where we would have done more than just nullify it. We would have actually come out ahead by being able to actually trigger, like when your opponent discards a card due to your abilities, types of things. There's a chance that we didn't get the best card here, but random discard always better than letting your opponent discard. Because when your opponent gets to choose, they will always choose the thing that is the worst for you and the best for them every time. So why would I want them to choose? I don't want them to choose. When possible, do not give your opponent the choice to choose to make your thing less effective. You're gonna sub when you see a lightning deck. Alright, brother. We've got, maybe not tonight, I don't know, but we've certainly seen lightning decks. There have been many times she has come across the screen here and turned sideways for the win. Oh, we've got Big V's posted up. Vajradhara Wu coming in, slapping Sergey's around. Of course, with the fight effect when he comes in from the limit break there, he's going to deal his damage to Sergey. And then we get the GG there from Joe as that we're going to be clearing the blockers. That's right. So he's going to die. And then it's interesting that we just took that, right? Because he's going to fight. The Seymour is dull frozen already. So wouldn't it be Attack with Titus? Take it. Attack with Titus, take the Sephiroth. Then you can block out these other two. But no, he ends up saying GG. And maybe I missed something there. But so that ends up going to be the game for Tyler. Here, this interesting Final Fantasy X deck just doing the thing, man. This unit is so cool to see the Legend duel. Using some Final Fantasy X Legends that don't see a lot of play. Sophie's in here. Very, very interesting deck. And this guy, Marsh. So cool. Alright, let's see what else is cooking tonight. We're going to switch tables, folks. Do I have any other results in for this round? Let's see. We do not. Alright, so we're going to move on. Let's see. Table 1 has got Greg. We know that. Table 2, we saw Key's doing the monster thing. We don't know what Logan's up to. We can go to table 2. We can go to table 2. Boom. Alright, folks. This looks like on the bottom here, Logan's got Oh, he's got a Kefka deck, dude. We've got Earth, Lightning, and Ice. And up top, it is that Earth, Water, and Friends monster build, so... Alright, so we're going for the board wipe. We have the Shantoto coming out here. So Limit Break Shantoto is expending the entire Limit Break as she does for the full reset, which does hit the monsters, so it can be tricky. Ooh, we'll talk about what Key's doing here in a second. This is a really heads-up play from a good player. Really, really love what he just did there. We'll talk about that. But Shantoto, of course, Limit Break 7. When she enters the field, you have to pay that 5 Earth. So we tap 2, we have the 1, we pitch Prish. I love this multi-element Prish. Seeing play, and then knocked. Oh my god. The deck reveals itself. Did not realize that we were playing a Warriors of Darkness deck here. Very cool. But yeah, Shantoto Limit Break is going to flip everything over. There's a little lightning Farron for you. Another great looking lightning in the Limit Break. But we're going to have the Toto wipe. Then, knowing that the board is about to get reset, Key cashes all the monsters in for Witch of the Fens. So remember, Witch of the Fens can take one of your monsters, remove it from the game, choose one forward, and it loses 7,000 power till the end of the turn. So the first thing that we do is use a monster to kill the Shantoto, right? Makes sense. But then we start using our monsters that are about to get removed from the game by Shantoto to kill our own forwards. So if you go back, you can see Key uses Witch of the Fens to kill his own Witch of the Fens, and that he uses it to kill his own Mira. And so the Mira and the monsters that he sacks to Witch of the Fens and the Witch all go to his discard pile, and they don't get removed from the game. They were already on their way off the field, but we actually are able to keep them in play in ways that we'd be able to get them back, especially relevant in an Earth deck and a Mira deck, where Mira can play the monsters from the break zone, and Kusith and things like that can get Mira back from the break zone. So we just, instead of losing these cards to RFG, really heads up play. A lot of people would think there's no difference, right? All the forwards and monsters are going to get removed from the game anyway. But by using them to kill your own guys and sending your guys to the discard pile instead of RFG, you keep those resources somewhere where you can access them in the future. So that's a really big play. That's the kind of thing that that shows that Key has experience not only playing monsters in general, but just a lot of experience playing this game. Knows what he's doing. And maybe taught somebody at home a little something right there. Oh, so we actually have Kefka, the reason for the color combination here. We see that first line of text is really what's important. You may pay Ice, Earth, and Lightning instead of paying the proper CP cost. So you just pay that 3 instead of 8, as long as it's the specific 3. To cast Kefka, you can only pay with that cost produced by backup. So we do see Vincent, and actually, it's funny, Reeve and Kefka best friends here. Must have been old college roommates or something, because Reeve can search for the Vincent or the Kate Sis, so he actually sets the whole thing up here. So we have a really, really neat synergy with this backup line that fits right into this color swap. So you can only pay with this with backups. When Kefka enters the field, due to your cast, choose a forward opponent controls and up to 1 backup with a cost equal to or less than the forward in your break zone. You break the former, so you break your opponent's forward, and then you play that backup of yours onto the field. So that can be pretty good. How did Final Fantasy X with Seymour go? Well, he won, so it worked out. I will say it was a little sketchy. I will say that he, it was looking a little shaky there for a minute, but Ice Lightning doesn't really have anything they can do about a board that keeps getting wider, you know? That's an age-old problem for that color combination. Anybody out there who spent any time on ice lighting knows that that is your weakness. That's your Achilles heel, is the wide board of relevantly sized dudes. You can like postpone dealing with them for a turn or two, but the bill comes due, man. If you don't win the game before they hit you with that bill, you're going bankrupt, I'll tell you what. I got another little tag here. Is this a drop or a judge call? Oh, it is a drop. Good to know. Thank you, Muhammad. You guys are being very kind this week. Thank you for the opportunity. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for playing. It was shaky. Yeah, he goes, he started with Roche and Sephiroth. I had to deal with it like immediately, so I didn't get to backos, but I drew like a god. Yeah, that'll do it. Turns out drawing like a god will usually get you there. Oh. Are we playing Kefka number 2 here? Playing Kefka number 2 and holding off on breaking to Vincent. So we actually, the cool thing is you play the Kefka and you have to target, oh, did he not? Choose a forward, opponent controls then up to 1 backup with a cost equal to or less. So I guess maybe he just didn't choose a backup. But we have a cool thing. Oh no, I guess we can't break the Vincent. I was gonna say you can break the Vincent after you make the choice, after you see what he does or not, to see if the backup can come into play, but we don't have damage 3 yet, so we actually can't convert this Vincent. Uh-oh, I dropped the... Yeah, Dancing Mad with Kefka on board? Oh, look, I won't blame you for thinking that this is Dancing Mad. But this is not Dancing Mad. This is Final Fantasy VII, not Final Fantasy VI music. This is the Sephiroth song. I'll see myself out. It's okay, it's okay. Yeah. You're gonna hit right here, right? If you didn't get it now already, you'll get it as soon as they say his name right here. Yeah, that's unfortunate for you. I was wondering for a minute and sent it. Oh no, if you only waited another 30 seconds. We can put Dancing Mad on. What do we got? Let's find. Are they gonna come and take, are they gonna take it away? Who knows, dude? Am I gonna get struck for this one? For it not being a little remix? We might. Can we put on, do we have Dancing Mad by the Black Mages? Actually, I'll tell you what, if anything, that's probably the one that's gonna get me for sure. Video music, yeah, but this is like, that's the one that's actually, so I'll have to do the real one, because the one by Black Mages is like, on an album. God, this is, well, it does have lyrics, turns out, but you know. Like Latin. Oh, God bless Tomato Shadow for uploading Dancing Mad to YouTube. I'll wait for this one to wrap here. Alright, that's it. Sorry if you're a huge One Winged Angel fan. But it's time. There it is. I'll put it on for you. Even though Kefka's dead, even though he's not on the board, and even though this song is going to be on for the next 20 minutes, we're here now, okay? I'm sorry in advance. Maybe I'll drop the volume a little bit just to preserve the chance that we don't get sniped. Whoa. I don't want to get sniped. Whoa, that's too low. There we go. Somehow, Kefka returned. I don't think they're super gonna care. The only songs you have issues with are Suteki Dane and Melodies of Life. That makes sense. We got a 20-minute banger. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Maybe this one's just muted. Who cares? Q-Sith EX. Bing! Yep. We are probably going to take that one. Our opponent does not have any EX punish. It is, look at how fast Key rebuilt this board post the Shantoto wipe, right? Because Mira is able to play these monsters for free. That's a big one. You know, we're able to just play out Titus into Witch on the same turn. Every Titus Witch turn, pretty good. We went and searched the Seymour, or rather we got Seymour back to hand with Kusith, which makes a lot of sense to me. The Final Fantasy Symphony is in KC at the end of this month. Oh, New World? Dude, I mean, honestly, all of those are, or just straight up Distant Worlds. You should go, man. It's really incredible. If you like concert music, yeah, I always enjoy Distant Worlds, man. I go every time I can. I think I've been 3 times, either 3 or 4 times, which I consider myself very lucky. There was a time where I thought I would never get to go to a Distant Worlds when I was much younger, and the Final Fantasy stuff just felt so much rarer to get to interact with, you know? Somehow Kefka didn't return. Yeah, he'll be back. We actually didn't get him back with the Kusith, which is interesting, you're right. Because we actually are in a spot now where we have the empty backup slot, too. I'm looking at the wrong guy. Do we have... I mean, yeah, we don't have anything RFG'd, right? So he's right there. We don't have any... Oh, dude, how does this Limit Break not have 1 Noctis in? I know that we flipped the whole thing over, but that blows my mind, dude. New Worlds is neat, but it's definitely a little different. The conductor sang the 13 song? What the heck? What the heck? My boy Arnie? Or did they have someone else? He got Arnie Roth up there belting out the Final Fantasy 13 song? Gabrant searching for a big baddie. We're gonna go get Kefka, Arnie's son, dude. Oh, Ernie Roth? Hell yeah, dude. I guess ride those coattails or something, huh? Kefka's gonna go ahead and Giga Blast. It looks like we're targeting the Witch of the Fens, and we're trying to bring back a Gromus to search for a Final Fantasy 12 forward and add it to our hand. Very interesting. Do we have another Gabranth or something? Oh, we just played him, so we can't use the S anyway. We are going to use Witch of the Fens to shoot Diana with Evray. In response, we're going to dull Diana to dull active Titus. Interesting. Somehow Kefka did return. It's the Dancing Mad, man. So we sack the monster, and we're gonna put the 2K on the Kefka. So now we go to sack the Araman, we shoot the Kefka for the remaining 7, and then we put the 2K, the additional 2K there on Gabranth. Now Gromus does enter the field. We get to search our deck for a Final Fantasy 12 forward. Do we have something? What do we have other than Gabranth? Oh shit! Zargabath? What? When Zargabath enters the field, you may play a forward of any element except ice and of course 3 or less in your hand on the field. That's so crazy. Can't believe that I just saw that guy in 2026, the year of our Lord, bro. You like how I almost said 2025 and like my brain paused for a second? Seymour coming in and doing his thing. Break Bosch, Dull Freeze, the others. Man, things are getting a little tricky here. Key only has 5 cards left in his deck. I mean, I don't know how he's going to find 4 damage. The Leo is, well, he's going to hit tab here, and then Leo will stand up. But the other 2 attackers being frozen down, the fact that we were able to remove the monsters, so he doesn't have, like, blue worms or zombies or anything to convert into these last points of damage waiting in the wings. What we see is what we get. This is 3 cards left in his hand. Or sorry, 3 cards left in his deck, also 3 cards left in his hand. It feels like, yeah, he can remove this stuff Maybe he can kill both of these, attack with Leo, and then connect with all three things next turn. Does he have another item that he can play? I mean, Logan is at no cards right now, right? And no limit break. So Logan's in full top deck mode. He could easily draw dead. I mean, there's no action on any of these backups at all, right? But he does have shit like fucking Kuseth and Gabranth. God, if he EXs his way out of here, you're going to be real frustrated as Key, but it is what it is, right? I mean, there is a world where if Key is able to remove Gabranth and Seymour and connect with Leo, that he has threatened lethal for next turn. There is a line where it's possible, but with 3 cards in hand, the Vincent here has 7k damage on lock, so he's looking at that. He can use that to hit the Gabranth here, but then we still have to deal with this fucking Seymour, man. Do we have something to deal with Seymour? Let's find out. We're out of limit break on both sides, man. Holy shit. Luminous Puma! Where's KP, dude? KP. Somebody sound the alarm. Oh my goodness. Luminous Puma is here. What the... Dude, we've seen Luminous Puma, Zargabath. Zargabath is insane, dude. I totally agree with that. Old style Larketius, dude, coming in. Getting a little monster, 3 or less, and slamming that thing on the field. So we're really just we don't think that we're gonna be able to connect with Leo this turn, but I think we're just getting as wide as we can to try to have a kill turn the turn after that. So we do play this bomb. He enters the field. We choose a forward and deal a 5k. So we actually get to kill the Gabranth just by playing the bomb with the Larketius. That's pretty good. We're going to... Oh, and we're going to snap the Luminous Puma off. Okay, this is great, actually. Great play by Key. Snap the Luminous Puma off to do the 2k because of Mira's trigger to Seymour. Finish it with the 7k action ability from the Vincent. Now we're actually able to connect with Leo. Please no EX. He's promised. He's crossing his fingers. It's a knocked to damage. And Key actually might be lining this one up. I mean, this is pretty cool. What do the deck sizes look like? We're looking at them right here on the screen. We've got 3 cards left in Key's deck. So we've been talking a bit about how he has 2 turns left and how the only way that he could even threaten lethal is if he was able to get Leo through that turn or develop enough critical mass of forwards. He was able to do both. He was able to get the Leo and do that. But oh my god. And we were talking about how his opponent only was in top deck mode. And of course he top decks the Seymour, the worst thing that you could see up the top. And he's going to just go for the dull freeze on 2 characters and the break on the Titus, leaving only 2 potential attackers on the table for Key, which is not enough for him to win the game with 1 turn remaining. With no haste of any sort, hiding because the lightning, he does have some in the deck, right? But it's over here, already revealed. Unfortunately, I think short of a way to activate your guys, right? Activate a forward, maybe. I don't know. It's doesn't seem possible, folks. The honorable Sudoku. Yeah, you know, it might be. Decking himself with his own card draw from the old blue worm, dude. That's how it is. You just do it. He needs a miracle? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Mel. He can't help you now. That's that, man. Alright, well. Let's move on here. We're switching tables. Those are the official lyrics. Oh, actually, it looks like we've got all the results in, so let me go ahead and read those through, and then we will get the next round paired. All right, we have Logan taking it 4-5 over Key. Logan 4-5 winner. We had Greg taking a 7-3 over Connor at table 1. We have at table 3 Tyler took it 7-2 over Joe. Table 4, we had Vince take it 7-3 over Muhammad. Muhammad got pared down and got scraped and then dropped, dude. Sorry, Muhammad. Vince had to give it to you after the disrespect. You had to do it to him. Jude Murphy gets the old the win here, 7-3 over Ian. And that means we are moving into the next round. Let me just process my one drop, Mr. Muhammad. It does finally bring us to a nice even number of gamers. We move into round 3. All right, our remaining contenders tonight, Tyler, Logan, and Greg for the undefeated spot. What the heck? That was yeah. Why is it starting with like this? Is it just like a different? Oh, never mind. That fades out, and you're doing the transition into Kefka. It's interesting. I always forget when it's not like the symphonic version of the song or like an arrangement of it. When it's straight off of the game soundtrack, that it has the transition like that, where it fades the one part out, and then this is where Kefka appears at the top. This is like the final reveal, and then it kicks into the next phase of the song. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Very cool. Alright. I listened to exactly the Black Mages and the Distant World version of this too much. Okay, let's get the pairings up for the players. What a sick final boss. One of the all-time. I mean, yeah, the fact that you have like this huge cutscene. I mean, that's what it was back then, right? You have this whole moment where every single one of the characters from the game. I mean, Final Fantasy VI doesn't get enough credit for giving 14 different characters each character development. I mean, like, you could argue that Amaro gets no character development, whatever, he's like a secret character. You argue that Gogo gets no character development, whatever, he's a secret character. They still work in a tiny bit of it for both of them, where they have lines, they have like scenes in the ending credits. But for the main cast, the main 12, there is a crazy amount of character development considering how many characters there are, and it does feel like they all get served quite well. You get to sit there and you get to have every single one of them participate in a conversation, a full conversation with the boss, where he fully describes all of his, like, there's like an argumentative debate back and forth where both sides argue for like why what they believe is what they believe. It's clear that like neither side will ever convince the other, and the only possible thing that you could do left is the fight to save the world. And after reaching this inevitable conclusion, with your conviction solidified, Kefka tells you that you are going to witness the destruction of the world, and he has saved you a front row seat. And as soon as he says that to you, you get a menu that pops up on the screen, and it gives you a list of all 14 characters, and then it gives you an empty list of 14 slots. And you are to put your characters in the order that you would like them to fight Kefka in. And then you begin the fight with the first 4 characters in the party, but it's a 4-phase fight. And in every phase, whatever characters that you have knocked out and dead swap out for the other characters. So like way before you ever got to do something like in 7 where they split it up and you get to go to like both sides of the boss, like that starts in 6, man, where they they want you to be able to use more than 4 characters for the final boss fight. They want you to feel like everyone's involved. And there's kind of this, like, there's this funny, like, they literally ask you to rank your your party 1 to 14. This is kind of interesting to see how different people, you know, what different people end up with at the end of the game. But it was just such an epic moment, man. It was really cool. Anyway, we're not just switching tables, we're pairing the next round, and in fact, it's paired. And in fact, the players are sitting at the tables. So we've got table 1 is Logan versus Tyler. This could very well be our finals tonight, so that is where we're going to go. Not that we don't believe in Greg. He is playing against Kurt at table 2. If Greg gets that game, we will have a tiebreaker, but if Kurt stomps him, then we are going to be watching the finals right now. So let's get table 1 on the screen. And the game's on the screen, so let's get the names on the screen. On the left, we've got Logan Palmer. And on the right, we've got Mr. Tyler Ray. We are still playing Kefka's music, so I'm sorry to Tyler for giving his opponent an unfair advantage. Wish they would remake Final Fantasy VI. I have very mixed feelings about that. I never played Final Fantasy VI. It's the one with the mechs in the beginning? Yes, correct. Magitech armor, baby. I played Muhammad at the Winter Cup, got him to 6, and he dragged me back down to win. Did the same thing, but mono wind ain't mono water. Ain't that the truth? Oh, he's laughing. Okay, so we've actually got, dude, look, we've got the Warrior of Light colors are online for the Final Fantasy X characters on the other side of the table. This is pretty cool from Tyler. So we have seen it be like a Rainbow Seymour deck, but we haven't seen it be like a 4-color Warrior of Light deck yet. It definitely is, right? So Riku here pays the cost for a Category 10 card with any element. So it lets us set up these backups pretty easily. We're able to play the Waka, the Orin, the Kamari. And Kamari actually gains elements of all the characters the opponent controls. So Kamari is Earth, Lightning, and Ice right now. So we're actually like, we're full-blown rainbowed up. We have every single major color. All 6 colors are on the backup line here for Tyler. He's a full bag of Skittles, tasting the rainbow, has dropped the Seymour on the table. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, that's the extreme. We gotta go back now because the song ended, dude. All right, where's our Balam Garden bop, dude? That's always, that's where we're at right now these days. I know that I'm in like a pattern, but ooh. There we go. Ooh, we're back. Oh, we're back. You like how you have to wait for the timer to go down to rejoin with a shadow? I mean, yeah, let me tell you, the first time I beat Final Fantasy VI, I was very, very young. I don't think that I knew that Sid, so, I guess I won't say full things because there's some people who haven't played, but, you know, I did not know that certain things could go different ways. So I did not know that the solitary island could go a different way, and I did not know that the end of the floating continent could go a different way. I learned those things like after beating and playing the game, after beating the game like 20 times, dude. After spending hundreds of hours like poring over the game, getting all my dudes maxed out level 9, I played so much Final Fantasy VI as a kid, over and over and over again, and I just had no idea. Because especially once you do it a couple times and you bake that assumption in, it's not like I could read a guide or anything back in the day, dude. I was just playing it. You know? I had no idea. Blew my mind as I got older. I think one of the things I love so much about Final Fantasy VI is, despite it being my favorite game and despite playing it so many times, for a really long time in my life, I still kept learning new things about it every time I would go back to play it. Like one more hidden thing, one more secret, one more hidden scene or bit of dialogue or text that I had missed somehow in the other millions of times I played through the game. I think we're at a point now where I've exhausted all that, and one of my favorite things to do is play through Final Fantasy VI and talk about every single one of those little details with people as I play it, and just be like a lore master and an info dump of Final Fantasy VI for you guys. But I guess it's been a long time since we've done that, but yeah, man, I love that game. Alright, so we did have the 4-color Warrior of Light. He came down off of the 4-color Final Fantasy X backups, and is doing his thing, man. What's our follow-up play on the other side of this Warrior of Light? Is this like a tempo Leo? Both of these players are at 4 backups, but I think we're a little better served as the player with the Warrior of Light on our deck and those 4 colors down. Now, to be fair, Kefka stuff's about to start happening, and the sooner the better. And it's definitely going to be a little bit of a who gets to see more first battle here. I do wonder if Tyler is playing... Oh, I didn't even slough the names of so good. There we go. Sorry. If Tyler's playing Amaterasu or Cancel Lab or both, anyway that you want to cut that, him leaving the 3 backups like this is terrifying. Oh my goodness, guys, Pokemon Pokopia is in 3 hours. Who is going to be a cozy gamer with me in chat, dude? I'm not going to lie, I'm absolutely going to be on my Pokemon Island or whatever the fuck it is. You already know. You already know. Alright, so we have an Alcid Diana combo that will freeze down the Warrior of Light. Diana with a little talk to the hand action, going to be able to keep those. She's going to be able to dull forwards that Alcid's friends are going to be able to freeze. However, Jack is just going to come down and deliver the smackdown. Now, this is a different Jack than you might be used to. Yes, this is EX Starter Jack from the Final Fantasy X 3-color modifiable starter deck, who does enter the field, deal 4,000 plus 1 for each category 10 character you control. So I mean that's going to be 4 of them and himself. So it's a 9k. Then when you can just put him in the break zone to search for a lighter dark character and add it to your hand. It does look like we have Cosmos in the deck, which is interesting. I wonder what the other lighter darks we might be running around with are. I mean, they're only going to be light cards if we have a Cosmos, but we'll see. Is this a Kefka? No, it's a Seymour. Every time we see 3 of those get tapped of each different color, it could be either guy. Alright, so Seymour is going for the freeze on the Riku, which is interesting. I mean, I guess because it's active right now, he might as well. He says what you break in, so yeah, he's gonna choose to, he's gonna break wall and dull freeze the other 2, right? So in response, we're going to snap, eject off, and we're gonna go search our deck for a lighter dark, and we're gonna find Shinryu, which makes total sense, and add that to our hand, and then we're gonna say, okay, sure, these guys are dull frozen. You got it. You got it, dude. Now, showing our opponent the Shinryu does mean that our opponent is not going to play another forward. Not that they probably weren't going to play anything else anyway. They got 2 cards left in hand. It means it's going to stop right here, but that's fine, right? We're going to, oh, is Warrior like that? Oh, that's right, it was break wall for us. So no, we show him the Shinryu and we're like, thanks, buddy. I can't wait to play this for 2 CP next turn to get the full wipe. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, what an insane thing to be able to get off of the deck that your opponent just paid to remove. Pretty strong. Alright, so the secret to how the rest of this season will go, says Kurt, is the deck that I've ran for the last couple weeks is what I'll be playing until the new set. Because that was the plan for this season. Hey, makes total sense for me. I can't wait to see, man. Some of these spoilers got me excited, but I always love new cards. Can't wait to build with this new set. And it's just later this month, man. It's so soon. It's so soon. Things are a little awkward, dude, because not only does my man already has the Shin, right? So he just goes and gets the wall. Oop. So we play Shinryu. Oh, he actually searched the Titus with Shinryu. It's so funny because he had Shinryu search whatever he wanted, then used this other Shinryu for the S, gets the full kill, then has his warrior like him, and yeah, man, things are looking good for Tyler. He's got the Titus in his hand as well too. Now, does Titus just return? He returns one backup you control. Okay, any backup, doesn't have to be 10. But then the cost required to cast the next 10 characters reduced by 3. So it's usually Waka because he just comes in, he comes back down for free and he gets to add another card to your hand. But Orin isn't the worst thing either too. If you were worried about if you need to like protect the backup guy, let's say you only had to deal 2 more points of damage, and it was like, oh, attack with this guy. And then this guy doesn't. You don't want him to get killed by something that deals damage. Not against this deck, but there's like corner cases where you'd maybe want to bounce this way. Logan giving this one a big think, man. Yeah, there's a lot to think about. Kefka coming down, choosing to, oh wait, we're changing our mind. We're choosing Shinryu instead. We're going to blast the Shinryu. We're going to play Kolka back on the field. That's not bad. Kolka comes in, he searches for a forward. Is this the deck with the Titus, Seymour, or another? I assume different, but I think I saw Sam Prime running something like this like 3 to 4 years ago. Alright, well this is definitely not whatever Sam was playing whenever you saw, because 3 to 4 years ago. Oh, they were playing, they were doing, yeah, they were doing like a 4-color Final Fantasy X thing for a minute there. Yeah, but I don't think... Yeah, he's doing this with like this Seymour and this Titus both didn't exist when they were doing that. They're very wildly different. But technically, yes, they took advantage of the same thing where Riku can help set up the multicolors. So this is the deck with the Titus and Seymour in it. Yeah. It's just the deck with the Titus and Seymour are way more set up. So like here's the Titus. And yeah, we saw the Seymour. There he is. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Yeah, same but different for sure. Similar, right? Backup line, very samey. Less Final Fantasy X synergies in the forwards and more focused on that being like the Rainbow engine. June says Knights is not the deck for me. Hey, me either, June, so I feel you there. I can't reveal the top 5 anything, man. I'm not a gambling addict. It doesn't work out well for me. I'm not a big fan of Knights either. I just really thought people would be getting in their last hurrahs as Refy. I wanted to punish them for it. There you go. Gamba or bust. Look, it's not for me, dude, but I really do think that it's a great gameplay style that should exist, and I'm happy for people that enjoy it. Fully able to recognize that that is something that should exist, even though I don't enjoy it, you know? Ooh, Greg taking that W at table 2, so it will be Greg against the winner of this game for the tiebreaker. The Titus Brunhilde are a little wombo there. Titus comes in and he shrinks the forward by 4K. Brunhilde finishes it off and we get to draw a neat little card. We do love that. We love to see those. Wall 7 is the Gamba list for me. I love giving that to new players to teach them because they don't need to know what they're doing to do strong things and have a fun time. Yeah, there you go. That's not bad. Not a bad point. I played Wall 7 the first tournament that he was available in, and tested it a bunch right before that tournament. It was very different. We weren't doing all-in Gilgamesh stuff. It was more just using it as a value engine in a deck with a lot of 3CPs in it. We were trying to set up 2 backups off of a forward, you know, that kind of stuff. But I just can't do it, man. I can't reveal X. I can't do it. Noctis already went there in the game. Oh, Lord. Yeah, poor guy. Yeah, see Kurt saying, oddly, I'm completely underwhelmed by the Earth cards shown so far for next set. So the boys may have to go to a farm upstate. Yeah, we'll see, man. I mean, there's plenty yet to be seen. Plenty to be seen. Not the deck, just couldn't get there. Yeah, I hear that. Alright, so we've got a little Seymour action here. We're going for the Dolphreeze and discard. Taking both the forwards off the table here, getting the discard. Attacking with the Kefka, and multi-Una goes to damage. Passing the turn back to Tyler. So, not able to get rid of the Titus, which is actually kind of funny because Titus starts to become a threat that was at first a little unassuming, but it starts to matter. The minus 4K. Now, the good news is that Seymour and Kefka are outside of the range of that, of 2 4Ks. Killing them now. We do play a multi-element Zidane here, a signature choice for any deck that's running enough fire and wind cards, especially these multi-element Warrior of Light decks. We're going to attack with the Zidane, take a look at the hand again. It's just the Diana. We're going to say, why don't you go ahead and remove that from the game, replace it with something else. Zidane will be connecting for damage 4. And now are we passing the turn back over? At least we have some official rulings on the new Arden, which is odd since it seems straightforward to me. Yeah, I don't think there was anything about that card where I felt like it needed a ruling. What official ruling? For what? Alright, now I gotta go read this card. People are wild sometimes, man. I'm not reading chat anymore until I read this card. Where is this card? Where is this card? I'm looking in the wrong Discord. I'm looking in the damn Horizon Discord, not the Final Fantasy TCG Discord. Oh boy. New Arden, let's see. Why don't I see this guy anywhere? Isn't this a spoiler discussion thread? What do these people talk about all day? Oh my god. Okay, I got a Dream Like Oceans. I clicked there and said, okay, Arden. At the beginning of main phase 1, during each player's turn, if that player doesn't put one character they control into the break zone Arden deals that player 1 point of damage, and they're wondering if Yuna does a replacement effect on him. It doesn't matter. It doesn't say if they do so. So the fact that they attempted to put the character into the break zone is that they paid this cost. It's very straightforward. Other cards do have a similar ruling. Yeah, exactly. People love being like, this is so unclear, we need a ruling on something where it's like, no. It works like these other cards you use that we've already seen. Oh, Foxy Jira, thank you for the sub. This was lying around. Oh, you found it on the floor? Well, thank you so much for donating it here. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Enjoy it. You have all kinds of fun Final Fantasy emotes now that you can spam in all of the places that you spend your time digitally in the Twitch verse. Dude, very cool to see this deck, like a Titus Final Fantasy X deck in pseudo finals here tonight. I mean, Greg is sitting there licking his lips, waiting for one of these two guys to win this game so we can get in there and fight him for the win. But there's a cool matchup to be sitting here looking at table 1 in round 3. Yeah, I love some Tyler Ray brews, that's for sure. I don't even want to win. I want these decks to beat me because they're cooler. There you go. That's what it's all about. But you need to make them earn it. No free lunch. Exactly, dude. There it is. I like that. I respect these players too much to just hand them the free wins. That's for sure. What a gamer. What a gamer. He's a gamer. So Heretical Knight Garland kind of fucking shit up, man. He's going to come in here and he's going to drop the Dull Freeze on these two forwards and basically just say, I double dog dare you to stop me because I'm coming in for the kill next turn. You sure got a lot to deal with to stop that from happening. You don't have a lot of cards to do that with. All right, I got to run. Catch you next week. Oh, brother, it's so good to see you. Thank you. Another 500 bits, dude. Thank you so much. Thanks for stopping by, Joe. We'll see you next week. Have a good one. Have a great night. Oh, guys, I can't wait to slay the Spire twice tomorrow. I'm going to have Polkopia in one hand, Slay the Spire in the other hand. I'm going to be powerful, dual-wielding gamer, dude. They won't be able to stop me. Okay, chat, I need to ask this. I know this is not the Pokemon trading card game, but in honor of Pokemon's 30th anniversary, in fact, I'll tell you what, we wouldn't be here, at least, I mean me and you. I would not be probably here streaming this game right now, competing in this game right now, for a fact, without Pokemon. So, first of all, thank you to Pokemon. For Pokemon not only put me on the path to enjoy my favorite hobby with some of my favorite people, and it gave me experiences to travel all around and experience so many different places and things and cultures and people, but also directly responsible for my career, for being in the tabletop industry. And like it's almost crazy to stop and think about the impact that franchises like Final Fantasy and Pokemon have had on my life. So huge shout outs and thank you to Pokemon. I was a Pokemon Red gamer all the way back when those games first came out. My best friend and roommate, who is still to this day the man who travels around and plays card games with me, who is sitting behind me in the living room right now, handed me my first Pokemon card on the playground in 3rd grade. All right, so like it's a full circle thing for me, really. Pokemon started it all, and it's been a lot of fun to kind of celebrate it. This whole year, I'm looking forward really to celebrating it. Now their direct was ass, but I am very excited to just kind of the vibe is great for all my Poke people. It's like if I left this community in 2 years, you know, I would still be friends with so many of you guys, and my Facebook would be full of Final Fantasy stuff and Final Fantasy people, and all you guys still traveling and playing in tournaments. So I'm still very close with a huge Pokemon network and community that I have from traveling and playing those games. For 10 years I played Pokemon TCG competitively, and so it's been neat to, like, I mean, yeah, I'm one of those sucker assholes who paid $20 to play Fire Red again on my Switch, even though Leaf Green, literally I reached over and I'm holding in my hand right now a Leaf Green cartridge, like, and I have a Game Boy on my desk that can play it. Like, I have 3 Game Boys that can play it. Like, yeah, I still got the thing on Switch because it's cool to just be playing it with my friends and, like, live trading with people again and stuff like that. I do wish I had some of the online stuff for trading and battling, but it's whatever. But yeah, so I'm excited for Pokopia. I'm excited for some of the other stuff coming out this year. And so I said all that to say, chat, who's your favorite? Who's your favorite Pokemon? Also, bonus points if anybody knows my favorite Pokemon. I don't know if it's ever been, I don't know if I say it on this stream. I feel like I've said it 100 times. Obviously, I've said it so many times in my life. But you know, this is different because this is Final Fantasy. So I don't know if we ever talk about Pokemon here. Your favorite Pokemon's Electabuzz. That's a sick favorite Pokemon, dude. Eevee. I am a sucker for evolutions, that's for sure. Leafeon is maybe my second favorite Pokemon. I don't know. Part of it is because of the card game and like Leafeon Level X and that kind of stuff, but also I just love the aesthetic. I like the defensive, like natured Eevee. I think he's cool. Oh, Chandler, that was a sick deck too. I loved it. There's so many characters, I said, oh my god, there's so many Pokemon that I have an attachment to just because of cards that they had, right? It's the same way for Final Fantasy characters, honestly. Who the fuck is Laswell? I don't know, but he's cool now. What is a Sophie? I have no fucking clue, but I love her. Greninja. Alright, very sick. I like these answers, folks. My favorite Pokemon is Raichu. It's always been Raichu. I love him. Ever since the episode where he's sending Pokemon to the hospital, and they beat the Raichu. That's some bullshit, okay? Brock is like, we can make Pikachu fast because he evolved his Raichu too early, and he's not fast enough. Okay, guys, this is bullshit. Because Raichu is faster than fucking Pikachu, okay? He's the evolved form. He's just better. I get that. I get your silly little manga, whatever, okay? I get your silly little anime, whatever. But this is a lie. This is a dirty lie concocted by big Pokemon. That they tried to lie to you like this when you were a child. It's a dirty lie. Raichu's faster. And he doesn't get enough love because Pikachu gets all the attention. I love his chubby little... He's still fat, dude. See, the thing is, they put Pikachu on the diet. Not Raichu, dude. You chubby little electric mouse zapper, dude. I love him. I love him. Got a little lightning bolt tail. That's my boy, dude. Doesn't Pikachu learn agility in Generation 1, but Raichu doesn't? Sure, dude. But Pikachu could use agility one time and he still won't be faster than the fucking Raichu. And the Raichu's been sitting there at the gym slamming people. It's not like he evolved the Raichu early and it's still low level, okay? He evolved the Raichu early and he's been the gym leader for however fucking long. He's been clapping people with this Raichu. The Raichu's speed stat is going to be high. It is not going to get run circles around by a little fucking Pikachu. Okay, he's gonna be able to fucking step to it. Okay? There's no world where they act like Raichu's like slow and dumb. And he's like, oh, he's too fast for me to keep up with it. Raichu's fucking fast as hell. Raichu's really fast. I think it's his highest stat. Anyway, this is the Final Fantasy trading card game. What do I think of your boy Palm Bomb? He is not on my tier list because I don't have a tier list. Palm Bomb is he's alright, dude. Little fire Pomeranian. He's probably the guy I'm gonna end picking. I don't know that I'm in love with any of them, but I don't know that I've been in love with a starter since Rowlet, dude. I'm normally a water starter guy. But the Gecko is like boring. I don't know, dude. Have you guys seen the meme where the guy is at Subway and it's supposed to be the meme where it's like they messed up his sandwich 4 times, but it says they messed up his water starter 4 times. It's so funny. Like they fucked up his water starter 4 times. Poor guy. Onix is immune to electric attacks no matter how many sprinklers you set off. Look, brother. Here, I'll tell you what. Every single gym badge that Ash earns, he doesn't earn. All right, are we ready to have that conversation? So he doesn't actually beat Brock. He quits. He says, "Just kidding, I can't do it. I give up." And then Brock catches up to him later. He's like, "Nah, brother, it's fine. You won. Here's a badge." Also, like before we even talk about how he cheated with the sprinklers and how even if Onix is covered in water, electric attacks still don't work. Even regardless of all that, he still doesn't like beat him. He walks away. Then Misty, who is not the gym leader, fights Ash. They do not complete their battle. Ash saves the gym from Team Rocket. And then the girls have Seal come out and they're like, yeah, like whatever, you earned it. And Seal just gives him the fucking badge, dude. Alright, Thunder badge. He gets his ass kicked. Then he goes back and there's just through some absolute bullshit, beats, quote unquote, the Raichu, sure, whatever. Erica's gym, same thing, Team Rocket attacks, he saves the day from Team Rocket and gets his badge. Does he actually fight Koga? Maybe he might actually fight and defeat Koga. Blaine is some baloney, dude. He doesn't tell Charizard what to do. He loses like 3 times and then Charizard just kind of feels like winning. So sure, and then again, he doesn't beat the gym leader for 8 either. He once again fights Jesse and James. So it's like, you know, sure, I guess he's a Pokemon master or something. That's why it took him 25 years. He's been getting handouts the whole time. Give us a fish water starter. Isn't that the fucking truth, brother? Any kind of fish. I saw the chart. I'm assuming you're doing that because of the chart of like the different types of animals and how there's just never been any fish starters. Like Mudkip's the closest we've gotten. I totally agree. Even like a fire fish would be sick, right? Like imagine like a koi fish that was like part fire type. That'd be sick. They've got like the red and white aesthetic, you know? Alright, I'm sorry. There's a lot of back and forth going on here in chat. He says, when you go to pay 1 Kukulane? I don't know how that works. The enter ability is paying 1. It doesn't. Seymour still goes off. Right, of course. He's trying to draw Amit from the deck. I think it works. Oh, I thought you meant... Wait. Oh, there's 3 different people talking right now. I was like, why is this... Who is the other person talking? The enter ability is paying 1. He's trying to draw Amit from the deck. I think it works. Oh, I thought you meant canceling the Seymour. Seymour has 2 autos. One to pay and another... if you do pay. So he's responding to the first one. He's going to Kukulane to try to draw a card and see if he hits the Ama. Is that what he's trying to do here? So then before you do that too, if you're just trying to draw a single card as you're out, you definitely also crack the deck and grab any light. Like if there's a Shinryu left in your deck, go get it, take it out. Because he's dull froze, he's not doing anything anytime soon. You go get that, and then you see if you can get the. It just improves your odds a little bit. Not that he's got great odds. Actually, holy shit! If he had 5 cards in his deck, he might not have a light or dark card to get anyway. Also, I was gonna say because it actually pulling a card out does significantly improve his odds of drawing the right card. But there's probably already a couple too many Shinryus. Although I'm saying that, man, I only see this one. Oh no, there's this one down here. There might still be one in his deck or in his hand, though. If it's in his hand, that's a different problem, right? And he's highlighting, oh, there was an Amaterasu. Wait, it was the next damage? Oh, man, I don't know, man. Is there any... Did he have light... Did he have a Shinryu left in his deck? Maybe it was one of the 3 cards in his hand. I don't know, man. But, oh, that would have been cool. Good game. Oh, no, he's showing the cards in hand. So wait, what did he have left in deck? Was there a light card left in your deck, Tyler? His deck is just the same shit as his hand, bro. Literally another Orin and another Shitoto. My man had 5 backups left. He had nothing left. He had no light cards though. So that's interesting, right? It was worth thinking it through. Like if he actually could have taken his chance to draw the out from 1 in 4 to 1 in 3 or 1 in 5 to 1 in 4, that's significant, and I would have done it. But yeah, no, there's nothing in there, and he would have known that. So, all right, that means Greg, it's you versus Mr. Logan here for a tiebreaker. Let me go ahead and tag you boys up. Who tagged me in this? Did somebody tag me saying they're dropping? Oh no, it's a judge call. Can you Kook Seymour's enter trigger when you phase 1? You can respond to it, but it doesn't prevent the ability. Okay, let's switch tables here to a tiebreaker. Psyduck is your vote for your favorite, dude. That's a pretty good favorite too. It's a pretty banging Pokemon. Golduck, not so much, dude. Psyduck actually clears Golduck. Why, I don't know, but he definitely does. It's gonna be Logan and Greg. I know, right? I don't know why. He should be cool. Like I want to like him. He's just not, dude. He doesn't have any aura, and he's got like a weird vibe. It's like somebody like like a Psyduck who will never be the same because he's suffered some kind of severe emotional trauma. Be right back. All right, folks, I'm back. We're here for the tiebreaker. Goldix also playing VGC and ORAS because of shut off weather. Yeah, dude. Well, I didn't enjoy ORAS VGC, but I don't know. I haven't liked VGC in a while. Actually, Sword Shield VGC was pretty good. Goldix seems like he'd take your food out of the fridge and not even eat it. What a fuck, dude. He definitely does seem like he would do that. That's absolutely true. That's a good one. I might have to steal that joke, dude. Watch me, dude. I don't know how Pokopia works, but watch, like, I'm gonna guess, like, the first, like, special guy who shows up to my island is gonna be just some, like, fucking Golduck. Do I get to nickname the dudes who show up to my island? I have no idea. I haven't watched anything about it, because I know that no matter what, I was gonna be playing it. There's gonna be too many people in my orbit are gonna be playing it, so I'm definitely gonna be on. Speaking of, I could do the thing, I think I did this, I don't remember what game it was, but I definitely have thrown my Switch friend code up on this stream before, enough that I'm pretty sure I can find it as like a source that already exists. Alright, anyway, I'm late to get to the tiebreaker, so let's get in there. He'll make me pay for what I said, that's right, dude. Depends on the format. When they allow the Legends, there's like 3 teams you can play if you want to win, but otherwise it's a pretty wide format. Yeah, I don't know. You know, unironically, one of the best VGCs I ever played was... I'm gonna date myself, but when Black and White were the new games, and the rule that year for VGC was Gen 5 only, it was literally one of the best years I ever... I hate... Like, the Gen 5 Pokemon are completely uninteresting. I think they're fucking stupid. The designs of them are mostly awful. But it was actually some of the most fun I ever had because it was all just like totally fresh. It was like all the usual guys were gone. All the usual Ubers and stuff were gone. All the Palkia weather team, all the Kyogre weather shit, it was all gone. It was all brand new Gen 5 stuff. And I was doing Gen 5 Trick Room team. I'll never forget this squad, bro. Amoonguss, Conkeldurr, Reuniclus, fucking Musharna. God, I hate every single one of these Pokemon. Except for Amoonguss, I love him because he was such an asshole on this team. And then who was my Chandelure? Chandelure was my sweeper, dude. Chandelure was the sweeper. So the Trick Room setters was usually Musharna, but sometimes Reuniclus. And then Gigalith. Gigalith was on the team. Gigalith and Conkeldurr were the big dick DPS once Trick Room set. Amoonguss was there to make sure Trick Room went off, and then Chandelure was the sweeper, dude. Like, that's right, great typing, great speed. I had a shiny Chandelure, so it's cool because it just looks like normal, like, fire color. We're warping a Prish. What year is it, dude? Prish warp kill the Beatrix. Very interesting. So what's kind of cool here is that Tyler has so many different interesting weird kinds of removal. Like, they do have like some strange numbers on them that are a little lower than what you want to see these days. Like, there's not a lot of 8s and 9s in there, but the numbers line up really well against a lot of these Knights, especially these 5s. I mean, my man's literally playing Brynhilders in the deck. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's the I said Tyler, but we're not watching Tyler anymore. Tyler was playing the Final Fantasy X deck. I saw Seymour and I was like, yeah, the Final Fantasy X deck. No, this is the Kefka deck that also has Seymour in it. And then this is Knights. So, sorry, my bad. I take back everything I just said. I remember playing it back then, but I was very young, so I don't really remember. Yeah, I'm an old man. I was already like traveling around competing in games by then, man. Can you believe it? Time isn't real. My favorite right now is using Sharkness, Gallade, and Psychic Terrain. Psychic Terrain, dude. I forgot they fucking made that a thing, dude. Competitive VGC, it can be really interesting, yeah. A lot of predictions, a lot of predictive behavior, like pattern recognition, or like even conditioning your opponent. That's kind of why I like the Trick Room teams, because it was just like, as long as my thing happens, like, I have my way with you for 5 turns and we're chilling. I would have been 5 or 6. Oh my god, dude, I can't. I can't. I'm not ready to feel old, bro. Will you ever? Are you ever ready? I don't know. I don't know. I like to think at some point the switch will flip and I'll be like, I'll be into being wizened and aged, but we're not there yet. Alright, so we got Rams that turn it sideways because he's got a big enough body, and the idea is we're like identifying where the beatdown here. We have the stuff that can dull freeze and like scoot the guys out of the way as we play our wider board. He's going to struggle to remove the wider board outside of like a full reset, and the Shantoto's already flipped, so the thing that we do have to worry about, though, is the Seymour. If we don't do anything about him, if we don't play another knight here, my man every single turn is going to take our forwards away and remove, like, everything that's in play right now is going to get frozen. So yeah, Lilith is great here. We play the Lilith. We're able to get that dull freeze off on the Seymour and generate a crystal. Keep that last card in our hand. Freezing the Seymour was huge. I love that we were able to do it. See, we were considering, man, holding the Amma, which I also appreciate. But no, looks like Prish is entering the field. We are going to choose a forward and a backup to dull and freeze. So Ramza and Sid Waff are going to get dull frozen, which prevents Ramza from. It's basically 2 turns away from him doing like a proper activation. There's no FF tournaments. You'll probably go to some Pokemon regionals. My Pokemon friends are always asking me to go to the regionals because, again, it's the same thing like I was saying earlier. If I played this game, if I quit this game for something else, you guys would still be like, oh, Snugsy, come hang out. Oh, there's going to be this tournament. So, some of my close friends still ask if I'm going to go to, especially the bigger events like NAIC and stuff, which I still call Nats most of the time, because old habits die hard, baby. But, yeah, I go sometimes just to hang and see everybody, even though I don't really compete anymore. I mean, the spectacle and the Pokemon has made the TCG and VGC such an accessible spectator thing when you're actually at the events. Like, it feels good to be a spectator at those events these days, which is crazy. I didn't think we'd ever get there, where like a TCG event actually had a really positive viewing experience for just like a dude in the crowd. But Pokemon does a really good job, man. If you haven't been to a Pokemon event in the last 5 years, the production value of their events is insane these days. It's insane. You haven't gone to a real one since 2015? Tyler, dude, they're unrecognizable now. Every single Pokemon regional feels, especially NAIC, dude, these things feel like fucking Worlds used to feel, man. They feel like they have more going on than Worlds used to have. It really is something else. Yeah, pricing used to be ass, dude. But yeah, now it's really good, and it goes really far down too. I remember when Pokemon wasn't allowed to give out money; everything had to be a scholarship because giving out money was like there was like a whole issue because kids play the game. Now they give out money left and right, dog. They're giving out cash fucking left and right in Pokemon. Yeah, I get that, dude. It's definitely, like, you gotta have friends to do it with. Alright, so we, dude, Tyler is, or not Tyler, Jesus, I keep doing that. Logan, finding himself in a position Tyler kept finding himself in tonight. These guys are doing an awful lot with, like, on the edge of their seat, with by the skin of their teeth, dude. We can barely afford the stuff we're doing, but we can afford it. Was that a full cast Kefka? Is that what just happened? Holy shit. We just ripped an ACP Kefka. That's where we're at. This is what the Knights players is forcing the game to be weird from turn 1, right? Sorry guys, there's your names as you deserve. I did do a thing, I did a little thing for my favorite Pokemon from each gen. Let me see. Alright. Here we go in order, ready? Gen 1 Raichu. Gen 2 Mantine. I just like Manta Rays, dude. I think he's cool. Gen 3 is Flygon for sure. Also have me and Flygon have a competitive tournament history together, so that's one of the reasons I love that guy. Leafeon for Gen 4. Chandelure for Gen 5. Aegislash for Gen 6. Decidueye for Gen 7. Appleton for Gen 8. And Annihilate for Gen 9. Those aren't my 9 favorite Pokemon, but that is my favorite Pokemon from every generation. I fucking love me some Appleton, dude. What a funny looking dude. He's just a big old pie. With a happy, derpy looking face and an apple on his head. What the heck? Is this Eyes on Me? 5237. It sure is. She's about to hit it right now, I bet. There it is. That's right. Okay. Alright, well, we're coming down the home stretch here. Greg versus Logan. These guys have got wide boards, but the quality of the forwards is quite different. But there's high quality forwards on both sides. So, obviously, Lilith isn't doing a whole lot right now. Kuja, pretty big all-star. Ramza is just a 9K nothing burger, but until we play one more night. So he's pretty close to being an interesting and scary way that we have to pay a lot of attention to what damage we just casually take over here. But on the other side of the table, oh god, that sure helps too. I was gonna say, not only do we have the 9Ks to check the Ramza, we have multiple 9Ks. Now everybody just got +1 from and Braves. We're actually pushing through with all 4 of these. It's probably gonna look a lot like I was gonna say Kuja dulling Seymour and then 3 free points of damage here. And then threatening lethal that next turn, and it does make Greg worried about the crackback, because he can't just turn all his guys sideways now, because now he needs to do blocker math, right? Because the pressure is on here from Logan. Actually, it looks like we're only able to attack with 2 of these, because one of them came in this turn. Mao! What's going on, Mao? Good to see you. Mao, po, po, po. Yeah, we got a little fire ice, but definitely like kind of a little Knights thing here. What'd that deck do? Dude, our Fire Ice spoiler last week was pretty cool. The Sarah Limit Break card. Mao! What's up? What's good? I love how you got that Ronnie thing, dude. Hell yeah. My lunar brother. Imagine on the U I'm using my deep voice, and the Y I go up 3 octaves. So you hit me with like an announcer in a stadium kind of deal. Primeape is sick, dude. Primeape, Scissor, Metagross, Luxray. Luxray. Let me tell you guys, the first like big, bad, insane, competitive, expensive, competitive card I remember in my like TCG career is Luxray Level X. Luxray Level X. Literally just because his Pokemon power is Gust of Wind. Or when you leveled up into him, he got Gust of Wind, which is broken. Gust of Wind is broken. Or sorry, Pokemon Catcher for the new people out there. Actually, they nerfed Catcher, didn't they? Make Pokemon Catcher errata to be a flip-a-coin? Because Gust of Wind is too strong. It's always too good. That's why they make it a supporter. That's why they make a supporter like Lysander or whatever, because Gust of Wind is just so cracked. And the Luxray Luxray had a good enough attack to kill like any of the tech Pokemon, so you would level up into Luxray, Gust of Wind up their tech guy, and then one-shot it. So usually Claydol or Uxie. Maybe I just took some of you guys back to 2009, 2010. Well, it's funny because even all that stuff I'm saying now is like so old, right? Like even all the stuff I was just talking about is over a decade old. 4 bills, 4 Professor Oak. I mean, brother, it can get a lot like that. There have definitely been even more recent metas. There's like, I think like Zoroark. There's like things where it's like, oh, pitch 1, draw 2, pitch 1, draw 2, pitch 1, draw 2. Like Ultra Ball 3 things to get my hand down low. Now play a guy that draws until I have 7 cards in my hand. Okay, now play my 1 supporter for the turn to shuffle my whole hand and draw 6 more cards. Okay, now I'm gonna Ultra Ball again with those, so my hand's low again. Okay, and I'm Ultra Balling for the guy that when I play him, he draws me back up. And so like, there's been a lot of, I mean, card advantage is always good, right? And there's always been a lot of search and draw in Pokemon, man, for sure. Tons of it. In Pokemon, you can do single card silver bullets more than any game. Professor's Research isn't a thing anymore. That is wild. You know what's funny though is I remember all the years, like when I first started playing competitive Pokemon, Professor Oak was too broken. That wasn't a playable card. And when they made Professor's Research, we were like, oh fuck. Dude, I remember Pont, P-O-N-T, Professor Oak's New Theory. That was like a nerfed Professor Oak that we played for a while. When I first started, the best supporters in the game, so it was Holland Engine and then right into Diamond Pearl block. So it was Roseanne's Research, Pokemon Collector, BB's Search, Team Galactic's Wager. Oh, Seismitoad, brother? A little Quaking Punch? Quaking Punch. Hypnotoxic Laser. Quaking Punch. I'm talking way too much about Pokemon tonight in the back half here. Oh, Corilla is still not on the table. This is a really powerful play behind the Laswell and with Rhymes on the board. This is an insane play for Greg this turn, getting the Corilla out. Really big. The fact that we were able to survive so well that like this board is getting this wide, but that we didn't just get blasted because he played a Noct and then played out the Diana, huh? Very interesting. But we were able to hit the Corilla here with the Laswell. So, I mean, and we Beatrix. Oh my god. So we Beatrix it first. We Beatrix, we make it cheap. Then we get Corilla. I know about Hypnotoxic Laser, Quaking Punch. It's disgusting. Dude, look, man, that's what it's all about. Hypnotoxic Laser, the Quaking Punch. Look up, so Spiritomb. There's a Spiritomb card that has a Pokebody that says that players can't play trainers. And then, he has a free attack that would evolve one of your guys. This game used to be so much slower, man. And what you would do is you would attack with a Gengar that did damage, and then he switched himself to the bench. And you would switch to the bench for the Spiritomb, and then they couldn't play any trainer cards. So, like, you would start the game by trainer locking them and using him to evolve your Gengar and powering up your Gengar with his free attack. And then you would retreat him with Moonlight Stadium, Gengar would attack, and then retreat back to the bench for the Spiritomb. And they would just stay trainer locked the whole game, and you could just play trainers. What a deck, man. 2010, that was when my teammate got, man, 2010, was that top 4 for Frank? Or top 8 for Frank? I think that was Frank's top 4 year at Worlds, man. It sounds like something I'd want to play. It was so fun. It was one of my favorite decks ever. Arceus was the set, dude. Gengar, Arceus Gengar. Shadow Skip was his attack. If you type Arceus Gengar Pokemon TCG into Google, you'll get the guy. Let me look at him. Let me see his beautiful face again. Oh my god, look at him. Oh, and he had Curse. Oh, Curse was so good. Because Shadow Skip also did the extra 10. Oh man, I love spreading damage, dude. And then you could evolve him into Gengar level X. Oh my god. Yes. Yes. From the Platinum block. Anyway, so Knight's Corilla, no surprise. Corilla resolves the Dull Freeze off of the Laswell. We god damn it, sorry, we got Laswell off of that. So oh, we killed Laswell with Noct before Corilla resolved, And then when Corilla resolved, we found Laswell. Oh man, you hate to see it. Poor Logan. So the Laswell comes out anyway. We do only get these 2 freezes instead. But then, so we're able to just keep down all the important guys. It looks like maybe activate Ramza? Or no, maybe we just had these guys frozen. Let me see. Did we activate Ramza? Sorry guys, I was looking at pictures of Gengar. No, we've just been keeping these guys frozen and we dulled the Ramza with Diana. Okay. It's funny with boards this wide that both these guys are still at so few damage, and because they're just like, they're being very careful about how they attack, and then they're freezing each other's stuff. Like the Mott was a great play, but he kind of came out a little early maybe, because now he's stuck on the board, and like we didn't have enough guys to go in for like a lethal. We were trying to set up a 2-turn lethal, so I get that. I took Plasma Lugia to Nats and bubbled. Hell yeah, dude. I was at that tournament for sure. I went to every Pokemon Nats from 2008 to 2018. Oh right, we play FFTCG. Yeah, well, sometimes. We've been talking about FFTCG for 2 hours, so this is now I'm like, my brain's broken and I'm off the clock. 2 hours isn't very long, I know. In Indy, yeah, of course. Well, they had the fireworks show, but that wasn't because of Pokemon Nationals. Although these days it might be because of Pokemon Nationals. They would probably get fireworks, but that was just because they always had it on like the 4th of July weekend. But yeah, dude, I know Indianapolis like the back of my hand. Between Gen Con and Pokemon Nationals, I used to go... I went to Pokemon Nationals for 10 years in a row. I only stopped going because of Final Fantasy. The last one I went to was in 2018. I played Buzzwall. I hated my life. I got donked in like the 2nd round of Nats, and I just kept asking everybody if they wanted to learn how to play Final Fantasy trading card game. That was the last Pokemon tournament I competed in. Shadow Lord is gonna Dull Freeze. So we've got both, right? He's got 4 more Ice characters, so we get the Dull Freeze 2 characters. And then we have... Oh no, we only have 3 Earth characters, unfortunately. So we will not get the choose a character in the break zone and add it to hand. Wait, we are adding it to hand. Why? Oh, we do have 4. Sorry, I don't know how I missed Prish. She's dual. So we've got 4 here and 4 Ice. So we're gonna get Prish back to hand, and we're gonna Dull Freeze Krill and Ramza enemy. We're keeping the Knights down, right? So Ramza can't use his ability. We're actually slowly back and forth with each other, trying to prevent like blockers and then build a turn where we can attack. So now we may be running a little low on Knights. Do we have the ability to play? No, we're out of Limit Break. I was gonna say if we could play 1 more Heretical Knight Garland, it would be really good. But unfortunately, we might be running out of unique named Knights. What do we have? Gawain. Lilith's already here. We have 1 CP Agrius. That could be big. It doesn't really bounce anything here. I guess it bounces Prish. But, you know, both these guys are just trying to move the blockers and, like, have enough attackers. So, like, right now, we have enough attackers if we can move the blockers, which means that Logan's probably going to want to do something before the turn is over here that removes one of these attackers so that he doesn't have potential lethal. I guess actually Beatrix and Lilith are both coming up too, so he's gonna have 5 attackers. He needs to clear 3 damage and move 2 blockers. It's looking a little rough for Logan. We're gonna need more than the Shadow Lord here. 2 cards left in his hand, and what do we have left for Limit Break? I mean, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 removed, 1 in play, 2 in play. So we're spent, dude. There's only 1 card left in there. We can't do anything with it. At the end of the turn, we're going to use Kuja to dull our opponent's blocker. Classic. We love doing that with Lilith sets, don't we? And this is looking a lot like it's going to be Greg's game here. Knights is just cruising through, saying what... Knights woke up late and missed that there was a banlist announcement at all, dude. They're like, huh? Oh, all right, sure, I guess. Again, I don't think anything in this deck, I'm not implying I think anything here needs to be hit. I'm just saying it's funny how unaffected some of these top strategies still are, right? It's not like we were under the thumb of these decks. It's not like, oh, we were so oppressed by Realm and Refia. When's the last time I saw somebody play a fucking Warrior late deck? Worlds, I know, but still. Not that I don't think people would be playing them if we were at a Crystal Cup right now, but I do think people, I mean, the meta is very diverse. But again, I mean, we're all here talking about old Pokemon metas, dude. I mean, the first Pokemon meta that I ever played was the Guardy Galley 2008 meta. Let me tell you guys, the meta was like 80-20. I think most of us didn't want to play Refia decks here. So first of all, Kurt, I don't think that's necessarily true because I do think there are people that just played things to win, right? And also people, sometimes when decks are successful, people like to play them to try, and people who sometimes don't win a lot like to try decks that they know are powerful to try to get wins. So I would say that I don't really, in my many games I observe, do I think people are always here trying to play the absolute ace meta stuff all the time? No. But would I have seen it here and there? Would I be seeing it ever? Like, there would be one sometimes. Also, at the Winter Cup, like, it's around, but I don't see a lot of it. People will say, oh, well, there's a lot of deck overlap with other stuff. Yeah, sure. On day 2, I didn't really see a ton of it. Are there some of them? Yes. Are they doing well? Yes. Again, I'm not here saying the deck isn't good. I'm not here saying nobody plays it. I'm saying, did we have a world where there were so many of these decks performing so well in the room that we needed somebody to come in? Like, we needed an adult. We needed the cops to come in and do something about it? I don't think so. In fact, I think we were really far from that being the case. But like I was just saying, I mean, the meta I learned how to play competitive TCGs in was pretty much an 80-20 meta, where 80% of the meta was one deck, and that included top cuts at every single tournament level for the entire competitive year. I'm talking Battle Roads, Cities, State Championships, Regionals, Nationals, and Worlds were all won by the same deck. So, and the deck that my friends tested and played could beat it, and they got top 4 and top 8 at Worlds, both of them, that same year, playing a counter deck to that, even in a tournament where that deck had done that well and won, had been that dominant. So, to me, it's just always like, oh, there's always something to explore, even when it's that bad. And even when it was that bad, we were still having fun, and there was still, like, I don't know, there's still value to playing in those tournaments and those games. So that's why I say I'm pretty conservative when it comes to that stuff, just because I think everybody is shaped by your own experiences and things like that as well. And for me, it's like, I've just seen, I know it's hard to just be, you can't just compare it to other games and other things all the time, but it's like, man, I don't know, I've seen it be so much worse. I've played games where things are so much more oppressive, and all I see here is like really good data, really good numbers showing that, you know, there are so many viable strategies that nothing is a problem. And then the dropout could have been more of feeling like something else. Well, right, so if people are already solving it themselves by feeling like something else, where do we really need a ban and restriction list? I don't think it's people self-policing. I think people literally are losing interest. They're just interested in other things. There's other things to be interested in, which is, again, indicative of a lack of a problem to me. But anyway, we're at the end of the tournament here, and Greg is sitting here in chat hanging out with us wondering why we're talking about anything other than this beautiful victory. No, this was a crazy game. I mean, seeing the back and forth, the way that these players have to navigate, the fact that they're both playing decks that are trying to just buy enough time to squeak in that window of opportunity, but because they're both like peeking out around the corner constantly, like trying to keep each other's guys down, there's a little bit of this like game of chicken of like who starts turning their guys sideways first. The Mott came down and was a really good push. However, I do think we maybe used it a little early, because this is one of the best ways we have to gain the advantage, to kind of flip the advantage when we have a board like this that we need to break to our side so that we're the one who has more damage on the board. We're the one who has the forward pressure and doesn't have the blocker, or doesn't have as many blockers that have been compromised anyway, we can say. But because we did it that early turn for just a little bit of damage, excuse me, we didn't save it for like when we had a few more forwards a couple turns later. I do think that we did get some stuff out of it, but maybe we had to build around like a big swing turn like that, because then he got dull frozen the next turn. He just became part of the pack. Knights had access to more dull freezes. Really, this was huge. I mean, the Corilla turn, he plays the Corilla. We respond with the knocked special to kill the Laswell. Because we just figured getting 3 triggers is so much worse. Maybe we can prevent it. The Corilla's still triggered, but we'll kill the Laswell, right? So Corilla freezes one thing, then we find the other Laswell with the fucking Corilla. Of course we do, right? Of course we do. So Laswell and Steiner come down together and freeze another 2 forwards anyway. And unfortunately, you know, Logan takes the chance there, and he just had it. They just had it. They hit it. Sometimes that's how it goes. So congratulations. Well played by all the players here tonight. Well played by Greg, taking it this week with Knights. Something a little different for him here in the tournament. Not Scions, but I'm sure we'll see him back on that in a short enough span. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. We will be back next week, as always. 325, dude, a quarter of the way to 400. Can you believe it? But we'll be back. We still got 2 more weeks, I think, is it? Let's see. The 11th, the 18th. Actually, maybe 3. We have 3 more weeks of playing with these cards. Some of these cards like Realm, Tiro, we did see them tonight. We don't see them here. I guess Tiro is probably in this deck up top, but we don't see them here on the table. So you know what? Maybe the world won't look so different, but we'll figure that out together when we get there. So 3 more weeks of fun stuff to look forward to, of people giving these decks some last hurrahs, maybe some weirdo different builds of some of these cards while they still have a chance. And then we'll be on to the new stuff, and the stuff that should be the cards and the decks that we will be seeing at the competitive season. So, I mean, here's fingers crossed, fingers, toes, limbs, everything is crossed. For news on that soon, but, you know, we'll see. In the meantime, folks, have a great one. Have a good night. Enjoy Pokemon Pokopia tonight. Slay the Spire 2 if you're nasty tomorrow. And we'll catch you next time. Peace. Bye-bye. Bye.